Sorta Hexican.
Welcome to the worst damn crypto show, period. I'm your host, Romanian Dan, and I got with me Tap for Life One. How you doing?
I'm doing lovely. How are you doing, Dan?
I'm doing great. I just started the stream because I wanted to see if it was gonna work. So then I hope that you guys would join in the next minute. But I'm glad you're here. I was getting a little queasy, wondering what the hell I'm gonna say about myself.
Nah, the other guys are coming on. They're just getting their stuff together. I told them that it was on Telegram, and they're coming over.
There he is.
There we go.
There he
There we go.
is.
I'm here.
There he is. No more rug.
Just-
We're good now.
We're live right now?
Yeah, we're live now.
We are live. I'm
retweet-
watching us on YouTube. We're good.
Should we retweet the link or?
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Yeah, I gotta send this back out. Oh,
What?
hilarious. Hilarious.
I don't know. I
KG's
really
got it
don't
on
know
the-
what happened.
Whatever.
I should have started it like this, though.
Here we go.
Wanted for triple online homicide, Richard Hart. If you see this man, please do not engage with him about crypto. Call 555-555-5555.
55555. Technical difficulties.
Oh, there he is.
We're live.
Oh, hello. What's
Now,
up?
We're actually live now.
All right.
It's working. Can't get that stupid thing here.
I had to create like a whole new link and everything, but we're good. It should be good.
Yeah, we're live now. We're clean. Ready to go.
We already
I'm
are
still-
going. Sorry, I'm just trying to tweet this stupid thing out.
Yeah, I'm trying to retweet everything too.
Cool. Yeah, I will also retweet it.
Technical. Boom. All right. Let us know you're good there, KG, and we'll get into what you've been working on.
Yeah. Wait, you want me to say again? Sorry, kind of cut out for a
So
second.
once you got to tweet it out, that's gonna
Here's-
what you done.
Oh, okay.
That's what
I'm
he's been
going-
working on.
Yeah, so let's talk about your project that you guys are in, Internet Money.
Sure.
How did it start? Let's go from there.
So-
What was the first thought? Stuff like that.
So sure. I was just sending it out. There it is. All right. Posted it on YouTube. All right. Good to go. So first of all, thanks for having me on today. You guys are awesome. I think I love the chair. You look like a total like kingpin right now. I'm feeling that.
Thanks, bud.
Yeah, so ultimately we've been in the Pulsechain community since I think as early as you possibly could have been in the Pulsechain community. And, we saw others building their own projects in true Hexican fashion. And we wanted to do our part. So we thought, what can we build? What void needs filling? And so we noticed that even though there's a lot of other amazing projects, one thing that these other projects weren't addressing was the non-crypto user. So that is very important for an ecosystem, is to get not only people from other crypto communities in, but also people that aren't in crypto at all. I mean, crypto at a whole is only adopted 1-2% maybe worldwide. It's a very small total share of the world's population.
Mhm.
So we wanted to create a project and token and ecosystem that was approachable, understandable, and palatable to the non-crypto user.
Right. For sure. So how long did you have this idea? Like when did you start thinking about it?
Well, it was kind of a Eureka moment more than it
Yeah.
was, you know, evil mastermind. Like I said, we wanted to find our place, and it just came to us. I mean, me and the team, we're always talking, we're just crypto nerds in general, and just over the course of a few weeks, it just all started to come together and make sense.
So was it, when you originally thought of it, you and your team, was it internet money first and then IMD, or was it always together? Like, okay, we're going to launch IM on the BSC chain, and then when Pulse launches, IMD is going to come later, or was it all planned out at the beginning?
So when we first thought of internet money,
Mhm.
IMD didn't exist.
Okay.
IMD sort of evolved as we continued to build, because we wanted to continue to find ways to make the crypto world approachable and make the non-crypto world aware of Pulse Chain.
Right.
So yeah, IMD just evolved from all that.
And the whole time, was IM done on BSC just because of the gas fees on Ethereum, or like, I assume you had IM on BSC because it's cheaper on BSC, and knowing you would be going to Pulse Chain eventually. Is that right or no?
Yeah, it's accurate. We actually launched IM on Ethereum first, so it
Right.
exists
Okay.
on
Yes.
Ethereum.
Yes. Yeah, I remember you said that in an interview a while back.
Yeah, it got too expensive. I mean, because we have buyers or holders of IM that are new crypto users, and they come in and they put in 20, 30, $50. It didn't make any sense to pay $50, $75 to buy IM for a $50 buy. So we were priced out on Ethereum for really targeting.
Yeah. Dan, are you able to pull up the logo there? We got to show people this logo. I love your logo, man. Your icon.
Thanks.
If you guys haven't seen it yet, it is perfect.
It's internet money.
Oh, I know, but like you said, I think it may have been with Jim Rat and the boys, when you said it appeals to two different audiences, right? It's like you have the retro people from the 80s, and you have like that new feeling of the metaverse and the nostalgia feel of just that little dollar sign that looks like it's, what was it, 16-bit or something like that. It looks really cool. So how was your team? Did you guys, I don't know if you've been asked this yet, were you worried about how the community would react? This is something I want to talk to about all these people. Okay, there it is. There's the logo for internet money. Look at that. So imagine that. So, KG, would that be your app on the phone? Like, that would be the icon, right, for the wallet? Is that what
that's what we're picturing right now? Yes.
Okay. Right. Yeah, I think it's awesome. It looks so cool. It's just simple, right? You look at it, you know what it is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can relate to it.
Right. So back to that question. Like, obviously we've seen, it's just been Hex for so long, right? For people that got into Hex, and if you're an OG and it's been 2+ years of Hex, and now all of a sudden all this new stuff's coming out and people are building, and we're building an entire new ecosystem, and I'm super excited about it. I know a lot of other people are. Were you guys worried at all when you started doing this, saying like, hey, we're going to make our own project? Were you worried about kickback from people saying like it's not a Richard Hart project, or just do your own thing?
Of course, yeah, that concern existed a little bit, but we were confident in what we were doing. And so ultimately we knew that, hey, even if we get kickback, it's okay, because in time everybody's going to see how awesome this is.
Right.
And we're huge Richard Hart supporters. I mean, I'm always, you caught me in the one rare night I'm not wearing something Richard Hart related, but I'm always wearing something Richard Hart related. So we support the ecosystem. We're huge on the ecosystems.
Right. Do you want to take these? Again, I'm not sure how much Dan and them know, but do you want to take them through the tokenomics of IM? Explain that one a bit, and then we'll go to IMD.
Sure. Happy to talk about whatever. So IM, or internet money, is a peer-to-peer digital cash. It's a simple contract. There's no staking, but there's also no taxes or anything like a lot of other BSC projects. It's just a simple contract. You can buy it, trade it, sell it, send it. And because it's built on BSC, and eventually we launched on Pulsechain testnet, the first version, working on launching on V2B soon. It's aiming to do what Bitcoin tried to do. Like Bitcoin was close, but ultimately it got too clunky, it got too expensive, and like Richard Hart always says, the technology fell behind. What's up?
The famous. What's going on, buddy? We're just talking.
What's up, everyone? I'm sorry to interrupt. I know I came in late. I'm sorry, guys.
It's okay. We had technical difficulties. Go ahead, KG. Go ahead.
Sorry,
Yeah,
KG.
No, you're good. Hey, good to see you.
What's up, man?
So yeah, we just wanted to give people the means by which to transact for goods and services inexpensively and on a fast network. And we have a lot of long-term visions with it, but that's the general overview.
that's just of the IM token, correct?
Correct. Yes.
Right. Okay. And then, so with the IMD token, the D stands for dividend, right? I
Yes.
Remember internet money dividend. Okay. Do you want to walk the guys through that?
Yeah, this is where the real magic is. This is where the real magic is. So we're building a native pulse chain wallet, and that wallet is going to generate fees when you swap from one PRC20 token to another, just like MetaMask. It's actually less expensive than MetaMask too. So those fees are going to be paid in the form of Pulse. Now, holders of the IMD token or the dividend token are going to receive a portion of those fees. So holding IMD equates to passive income in the form of Pulse. You don't have to stake it. You don't have to lock it up. You don't have to delegate it in any way. You simply hold it, and you can claim your Pulse as frequently as a daily basis.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. So it's not like, I guess you could, it's not like one of those reflection token things that they have going on where you're getting, what are some of those protocols where they give kickbacks for just holding the token there? Because you're getting kickback the actual token you're holding, but in this case, you're holding IMD, but you're receiving Pulse and fees for that extra transaction cost, like if you were going through MetaMask to swap. So basically, yeah, you're adding an extra step in the way, but those fees are going to the holders.
Exactly. And that's the beauty. Like, unlike reflections, where it inflates the supply and puts sell pressure on that token, IMD supply is fixed. It doesn't inflate or deflate.
Right.
And so, yeah, you put sell pressure on Pulse, sure. But would you say that there's sell pressure on Ethereum? No, because you need it to operate in the ecosystem. So it's almost perfect for the holders of IMD.
So would you think, or so let's go back to internet.
What has happened? Yo, what has happened?
I'm here.
What is going on, bro?
What happened there?
Not me.
Who's playing games? Is that Turbo in here?
FBI Roman's FBI agent was like, "Oops, I shouldn't have touched that."
Sit on your hands, Dan. We're in an interview here, okay? We're trying to be professional.
My bad.
You're screwing it up.
They don't want the world to know about passive income.
So if I totally get the peer-to-peer cash with internet money. So does price really matter for that token?
If you're buying it as a speculative play, sure. But the cool thing is on Pulse Chain, it's actually most likely, right? I have to say may or may not at this time, but that's to not set expectations. But it's most likely going to be deflationary in the extent that a portion of the IMD supply is allocated to use the Pulse that it accrues to buy internet money off of the open market, send it to our Vault wallet, which then, that's a whole nother layer of the internet money tokenomics. The Vault wallet gets burned by this system we have called the vote to burn, where the community on a quarterly basis actually gets to vote and say, yes, we want to burn IM this quarter or not. And I'm not going to bore you with all those. I mean, if you want to know, I will, but that's all laid out in the black paper, nice and clean.
Well, do you guys want to know about the buy and burn functions?
Well, I just want to know if he's reflecting like the same way like BNB does their burn like every quarter or something like that. So you're kind of like copying that, well, not copying it, but like it's kind of reflecting like that in a way where it's like it's not gonna happen unless the people vote for it, but it's kind of gonna be like every quarter, like how BNB does their burn in a way.
Yeah. So So for every IM that's bought, a certain amount of IM is subject to be burned.
Yes.
And then if the holders of IM vote to burn it, then it burns. But if they don't, it rolls over to the next quarter and actually amplifies the amount of IM that will be burned. And
it's a delayed
It
gratification.
carries it
burn.
over. It's
Yeah,
gonna eventually
exactly.
get burnt. It's gonna
Yeah.
eventually get burnt, whether we
Eventually,
like
yeah.
it or not. Eventually, but it's
Yeah.
it's okay. So if people want to like, make it go longer and then burn it, okay, that's cool. You
Right.
said the percentage. I saw someone in the comments said, "What's the percentage fees paid to the holders?" Sorry.
Oh, sure. For IMD, yes. So our wallet will charge 0.729% for every swap, and 100% of that fee is distributed to the IMD holders. And the beautiful thing is, we held a sacrifice, and our sacrifice set holds 78% of the supply. So a majority of the IMD token supply, the sacrifice set holds.
Oh, right. Yeah, this is the pool thing you did, right? Pool A and Pool B, I think
Right.
it was called. And you had, once you reached a certain amount of money, the rest drained over into that second pool.
Exactly.
Right. Okay. Yeah. And so this wallet, it's going to be on phones, right? On iOS and Android and all that. I think you also mentioned you're going to have the ability to swap between different networks on there, or is it just going to be Pulsechain?
We will eventually support other networks, and now our major focus is being first to market. So if Pulsechain affords us time, yeah, then hey, that might be a version 1 feature. But otherwise, we'll support other chains and later features.
Right. Okay, so walk me through. I got a new phone, and someone gets me into crypto, and they say download this app. Let's just say I came across the app. I didn't even know anything about crypto, and I saw it trending or something in a store.
Yep.
What happens when I download that app and open it?
So you're going to open the app, and it's going to be very clean, palatable information and education on how to safely store your seed phrase, right? With emphasis on please get a hardware wallet. But if someone's just dabbling in crypto, they're not going to spend $100, $60, whatever, before they spend any money. We know that. So the best we can do is educate them. Now, once they have their seed phrase, they're in the app. One of two things is going to happen, and we're still working through this kink. But either A, those tokens are just going to show up in their wallet, the internet money, because that's another cool thing. When you download the app, every new seed gets free internet money and free pulse to cover the first or 1 or 2 transactions, right? Let them swap into some Hex. Let them do something, right? So either A, that's going to just show up automatically, or B, they're going to have to claim it. We're still working through that kink.
Right.
Then after that, you're just going to be on Pulsechain. You're going to have your internet money, you're going to have your pulse, and you're going to be ready to rock.
So it's pretty much plug and play, aside from figuring out if you're going to have a smart contract airdrop every time there's a new wallet installed, or you have to do a claim function and just click
it's
on
going to be
claim
one
and
or
you
two.
just send your coins. What happens if someone's got kids and they download this app and then Pulse goes on a run or something, and some little 5-year-old's a millionaire playing on the phone?
That'd be great. I hope so. I hope so.
Well, this is what I find most interesting about it, because I know, Richard's working on the wallet and all this stuff, but I do agree. If you guys haven't heard before, KG has mentioned that, like, just the ability to have it on your phone right away. If you're not new to crypto at all, and you're not KYCing or anything, right? Like, well, you're KYC through your app store or your Apple ID, but you're not going through all the bull crap of going through MetaMask and swapping, getting to an exchange, getting Ethereum over and swapping. Like, this is going to cut out, like, you could go from 0 to 60 seconds and you got crypto at your fingertips now.
Exactly. Now, granted, we will be giving people an amount of pulse that, now if pulse goes to $1 million, maybe, but it's not going to be a substantial amount, because pulse transaction fees are going to be low. So it's just going to be enough to get them moving crypto without ever, yes, like you said, there will be KYC through the app store, but outside of that, they're not going to have to. You could create a fake Apple ID for all intents and purposes. So
if anyone has kids out there, I would start paying them in their chores to do this. Just be like, get on your little phone, go cut the lawn. I'll send you some internet money, because that's the way you could teach people, right? Like this is how it could happen.
Exactly.
What do you guys think so far? I haven't heard you guys talk.
I have a, I have a quick question about the seed phrase, because I'm thinking about your average no corner people. They go and make the dumb mistakes. Somebody's not going to write down that seed phrase. Is there any fail safe you guys have for that, or are you telling them in the message, hey, write this down now?
Absolutely.
Write this down.
The best I think we can do is what MetaMask already does. It's not the safest method, but it stores their seed phrase, right? So maybe we'll have, maybe for new people, maybe the first 10 times they open the app, we'll say, have you written down your seed phrase?
Okay.
So we're going to do the best we can.
Right. I mean, obviously, I know y'all gonna do the best y'all can, but again, we're getting the no corners into it. They don't understand a percentage of the security that we go through in crypto.
Exactly.
So
I hear you.
I'm just worried about somebody's mom and kids going through the phone, creating one. 5 months later, it's probably like $2,000, but nobody wrote down the darn seed phrase.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, I mean, it will be backed up to the app like MetaMask, but wait, Hex, you look like you're trying to talk.
No, I'm answering someone on the chat saying that to come and watch, because there's really good questions. That's why. But I'm still listening, and I have a question, but it's gonna come after.
Okay.
After what you're saying.
Yeah. So they'll back it up in the app, and I mean that's, unless we think of something better, that's probably the best thing you can do.
Okay.
I just think the simplicity of it is what has really got going for it. Like it's not. Who doesn't know how to download an app right now?
Right.
Like
Exactly.
like that's the thing, right? It's like Johnny Chaos said it a few weeks ago on one of his videos where he's like, people don't need to know how the car works to drive the car.
Exactly.
Right? You don't need to know anything about. You're not a mechanic, but you can still drive the car. Like Hexicans are different, obviously, because we've done everything decentralized since we've been here, right? Or sorry, not decentralized, but no exchanges or anything, but actual crypto. But I think this thing it could be big, man, just to get people in right away. Because the onboarding we've all experienced it. How like the most difficult shit for me is onboarding someone, going from their fiat bank to the exchange to the like. I remember I onboarded my mom. They're my first onboards in the Hex, and the first time she sent on Ethereum, she sent on the Polygon network, and so she was losing her shit, thinking she lost all her money. And then I had to show her like, no, okay, now we're gonna put in the info for Polygon, and we're gonna switch networks, and we're gonna bridge it over to Ethereum, and that's a lot of stuff for someone it's second nature to us now, right? But for someone who's never done this and used computers, and it's hard for people. It's really hard.
Agreed. And I mean, we want to have some sort of like fiat on-ramp integration, but that may not be in the early versions. We don't know. We have to see what solutions exist out there.
So y'all looking into how to connect like someone's bank account to the app so y'all still figuring that part out?
Yes, yeah. Our main solution was going to be Dharma, but we know what happened to Dharma. So hopefully we're hoping that someone in the community builds one so we can just support a community project and just integrate there.
I believe there is a couple Hexicans trying to work on it. So if anyone knows anybody, let's connect people, connect people together. Because I definitely have heard somebody's trying to work on it.
No,
and the wallet, is it going to be like 12, 15, 18, 24 word seed phrase? How is it generated like a gnosis? Is it a normal static, seed phrase generation?
So
I didn't really went deep diving in it, so please fill me in and as much complicated as you can.
Sure. So it's going to be either 12 or 24. Yeah. Ideally, it would be 24 because that's more secure. So just weighing out the pros and cons there.
It's not like a gnosis or anything. It's just a simple seed phrase.
Yeah, no gnosis safe because that does add now. we've talked about adding that option, but we're not going to require every user to use a no
Oh, that's
save.
cool. So you're
Yeah.
gonna give them the option. So it's like you want a normal seed phrase free. If you want to pay for it, then you have the option. That's awesome. That's cool. I
Yep.
hope that works out. I hope that works out. And then the other one was, oh fuck, I was remembering it in my head. I'm like, remember it.
Who are the devs?
No.
Show me the devs.
I couldn't. That doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. It's more the code I want to see. What was the other one? I think it had to do with the bridging. Excuse me for not knowing, but I'm presuming from what I've heard is Binance, right? Bridging it over. Or am I just not?
What do you mean?
No, like how do you? Because you're on Binance, right? So are you bridging over, or is it just purchase and it gets it right in? You get your pulse. Because I've heard bridging, and I wanted to hear.
I think
from
he's
the
saying
real
on
mouth.
Pulse, you're gonna get an airdrop of your IM on Pulse.
Okay, so
Right.
it's an airdrop. Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
and then
Correct.
IMD is
Cool.
going to be launching on Pulse. Is that
Are
right?
you
Correct.
getting into the bridging of Binance by any chance? Like bringing in?
Again, it's something that we're not opposed to because we think it'd be really
Yeah.
cool because we exist on Binance and Pulsechain, but it's not a part of our MVP.
Okay, I understand. Because that would have been really cool. I'm not gonna lie. That would have been nice. I know as Americans are like, but for the rest of the world, that would have been very nice. But okay, it's good, man.
I
Not
still
opposed
can't
to it.
use
We're not
Binance in
opposed to it.
Ontario.
Wow, but there's only 7 million people, man. Come on.
So what are you
This is
thinking for
worldwide.
launch? What are you guys thinking for launch, KG? Is it ready to go mainnet? Are you gonna wait a bit like the loans guys are doing, or
4 more weeks.
thoughts there? 4 more weeks.
So we want to launch as soon after mainnet as possible, but if mainnet launches tomorrow, we're not launching tomorrow.
Mhm.
So depending on how much time Pulsechain gives us, that's going to dictate how soon after mainnet we hit.
Right. And for the rewards with the Pulse, the payouts for the just holding the IMD, is that going to be a claim function? Because you said you don't need to stake it, right? It just needs to be held in that wallet. So is this going to be airdrop to you? Is it claim? How those rewards paid out?
That will be a claim function, yes.
Okay.
And it will accrue. So if you could claim it once a day, once a week, once a month, once a year. We even thought, hey, what about the dude that goes to jail? Comes out 5 years later. Let's let him claim it. Why not?
Well, yeah, it's yours. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So we don't know if there's going to be a cap yet, but if like there's some technical limit that we have to set a cap, then we'll announce that. But as of right now, we're not foreseeing putting any cap on it.
Mm-hmm. So have you heard? How's the feedback been so far for all this? I'm excited about it. I think it's a really good idea. How's your feedback been overall?
Overall, pretty good. During our sacrifice phase, the Hexicans showed their support. It was our number one sacrificed asset. So that was awesome, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How much money was sacrificed?
1.6 million.
Ooh, nice.
That's
You
nice.
guys you were at 1 million after the first 24 hours too, weren't you? Because I know you guys had some stream going. I tried to jump in on there when you guys had the internet money stream, or
even better
Wasn't
than
it?
that. Even better
was
than
it
that.
faster?
Oh yeah,
So it was like 3 hours or something, 4 hours.
less than
Shit.
that.
It was like an hour.
We hit
An hour?
1.2 million in an hour and 54 minutes.
Shut up.
Nice, nice.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Got a little Pulsex action going on there.
Yeah, that was like when we were on stream, it was so awesome because like we didn't put the address anywhere out there. And then we launched it on the website. There were so many people refreshing the website that the website crashed. And then we had our dev on the back end, like fixing everything. And then so we went to debank like after 5 or so minutes. After the first refresh on debank, it was already at 357K. Like just like in an instant. It was incredible.
That's cool, man. Congrats.
Yeah.
Man, I want to do that. I want to make a coin and see people support me. Like, fuck, we're gonna do. Let's make a coin, boys. Call it shit coin. We'll be honest. Like, what does it do? Fuck all. It does nothing. Come on, you know you want it.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, we got
Oh,
some
Honestly,
questions.
why not? On Pulsechain, you're gonna be able to. Why not? Every
Oh, I
Hexican
know.
can make a coin if they wanted to.
Yeah,
True.
I know. Well, we'll be there. Everyone's going to be there to let them know what's going on. What was the question down here? Have you heard of the WDKG?
The wagon down.
The wagon. Is that what they're talking about? The wagon
Oh
down?
my god.
Everyone,
Oh,
yes,
God.
that's exactly what I love to
Competition.
hear. That's exactly what I love.
I
No,
know
not
that's what he-
necessarily. It's more like listen, everyone has the right to sacrifice, right? But you have
Yeah.
the right to sacrifice your sacrifice and buy hex. So
Exactly.
that's what we're like trying to get the newer people to understand is like you don't assume things, right? Like if you assume you make an ass out of you and me, and right now what's available for someone right to get right besides the sacrifices is hex. The one major aspect that a lot of people in hex are not considering is adoption. We need first adoption in the big sense in order for everyone to flourish, right? Because it's like when everything's paired to something, well, it needs to do well, but also the thing that's paired to everything needs to do well.
Mhm.
So there's a big emphasis on hex, in my opinion. Yes, pulse chain also. It might be too early to see it, but hex is like the number one goal for adoption because we want to fix what ETH did as a problem. A lot of people don't see that. It takes some time, but it's the wagon DAO is just a little. It's a project that's gonna come out for the community, meant for the community, and don't have no expectations because there's no code, no audit, no nothing. Our devs do nothing.
I haven't even
so-
heard of this thing. When was this a thing?
Sacrifice for the right to sacrifice.
Yes.
That'd be hilarious.
So listen, it brings awareness to everything that we're trying to do, right? So it brings awareness to people that just, dismantle and say, well, whatever, and then it brings also people to say well, what is it? That's
So is this
what
your
it
thing?
trying
Is this your thing? Is this
No,
your
no,
thing?
no. It's community. Twitter game community. I didn't do this. I don't want to start a coin.
What is all these DAOs in the last week? Like I see
But it's not
Cult DAO everywhere.
It's just it's a community driven effort to uphold the community's funds in order to help Hex. Let's just put it like that, right? As Hexicans, but I don't want to bring that in. Let's continue where it is because I'm actually very. I remembered my question. So my question was, I understand
the internet money's done. We're done with that now. Let's go to the
Yeah.
second shit. Okay.
no, but wait, one more question. I understand that you're probably not trying to be competition to Richard Hart, but what happens if it is? How are you going to? Are you going to say like, hey, clean competition, or are you going to say no? We don't want to. We don't want to go off of what Richard's trying to do and say like that. Because I know you probably had the idea before he said, hey, guys, I'm going to fork MetaMask, But now that he's doing that, have you thought maybe like, okay, we're expecting him to do this. Let's not try to do that. Or let's say like, fuck him. Forget about him. We want to do this. It's good competition. It's fair competition. What's your take on that?
It's my favorite question to answer. I'm glad you asked it. So we knew that when we were building our wallet, Richard Hart was going to create a wallet. He mentioned it in past live streams. It was inevitable. Here's the thing. Let's say by the PulseX sacrifice set, what was that, 170,000 wallets-ish? Let's assume that represents the entirety of the Pulsechain community. Let's go on the heavy side and let's 10x that. And let's say there's 1 million people in the Pulsechain community. Let's say Richard Hart hits every single one of those people. Not a single person in the Pulsechain community uses our wallet. It's fine. There's 8 billion more people on the face of the planet. And the world at large, again, nothing but respect for Richard Hart. He's my homie. I love you, bro. The world at large doesn't know or care about Richard Hart. They care about things they're familiar with. They care about good branding. They care about incentive. They care about simplicity. So I personally don't see Richard Hart as any competition. I see us as buddies, and there's plenty of room in the space for both of us.
I like that.
Man, I agree too.
And I wouldn't.
Richard loves competition.
Yeah, and I would have said if you want to be competition, that's awesome. I would completely understand. It's nothing bad. It's not like you're creating another Hex. You know what I mean? You're creating a wallet to have people secure, and that's the number one, right? The number one thing we all want to do when we're onboarding is tell people, listen, you got to get your security up right. So that's awesome, man. Let's go.
Well,
I'm definitely gonna get the wallet.
And think about like these last, I don't know, 4 or 5 months of of being around Hex and getting ready for Pulse and Pulse Chain. There's so many people building things. Like you want people building things. We don't like. I know we're not launching as a ghost chain, but you still want people building things. And we talked about a few weeks ago that if people have been inspired by Richard Hart, if he's inspired you, well, go out there and do what he's inspired you to do. Build things, like take shit over.
We're going to need a market for people to play in anyway. You might as well get as much as we can on here, good and bad. And if there's a lot of Hexicans that's building stuff, no profits from the work of others, but you would think that's probably going to be pretty good, pretty decent.
Well, he mentions all the time in the latest debates about getting free stuff, right? Free airdrops, free Hex for Bitcoin guys. Well, there's wallets coming out with free Pulse for people. That's Richard Hart's. That's his project.
Exactly.
You're getting free Pulse, right? You're getting internet money with it, like that's your coin, but it's still on Pulse Chain and it's still free Pulse. You're onboarding people into the ecosystem, right? Look at the with the Liquid Loans interview from a few weeks ago they had when we talked about it. They have a lot of people that sack for Liquid Loans that aren't even in Hex.
That's crazy.
Right? Which is interesting because well, you sack for Liquid Loans. Well, you're gonna need to buy Pulse because if you want to use that protocol, that's what you're gonna be borrowing against your Pulse, right?
Right.
And
exactly.
I just think it's been the last few weeks in particular, especially with Beam. What's his name again? What's the meme guy's name again? Moon King.
B-Roots.
B-Roots. Like he's very smart, right? I don't do the meme game. Like I don't do those things, but he's obviously good at what he does, and he's encouraging people. He's like, you make some of these gains, stick them into Hex. Put your shit back into Hex. You got to protect yourself long term. Like you can't hate on a guy for that. At least he's honest.
Right.
I'd much rather have more people that want to build things and once they build good projects and products that people give you credit for, you can say, hey, now check this out. Like it'd be really funny if we're trying to get Hex to virality so badly, right? For the last 2.5 years or so, and now Pulse comes. Hex could be the last thing to do better than everything else. You know what I mean? Because Hex is still done incredibly well, but you think that Pulse comes out and all these people come to Pulsechain and PulseX and all these other projects, and it's like, okay, well, let's take some of this value we've accrued and store that back into Hex. I think it'd be a really weird thing to see happen, if that makes sense at all. Because Hex still has the narrative of being a scam, which pisses me off, and the Richard Hart thing of him being a scammer.
Yeah, it's weird that hasn't fallen off yet.
I think it's gonna be good in our favor, man, because like.
Which
money talks, bullshit walks, right? So like,
for sure.
If people make money, it's gonna talk for itself. If it does what it's supposed to do, it'll talk for itself, just like Bitcoin did, right? People called Bitcoin a scam for forever. People called Ethereum crypto a scam, and now it's like slowly but surely becoming a thing of the past where people say scam. So I'm confident. The one mistake that we cannot make is the same that Ethereum did on the chain, which is you gotta allocate the resources not just towards Pulse Chain, because then you're gonna get the same problems. You're gonna get people are gonna want that coin, they're gonna make it, and they're gonna dump it. As to Hex, well, we stop that from happening, right? Because if you lock it, you can't dump it. So you would have to figure out something how to do with Pulse Chain to lock it, so like that people don't dump it. So putting it into business into cryptocurrencies and bonding them or locking them together is a good way. But I find that with this chain, whether it's bridges, NFT projects or whatever, a lot is going to be good for the projects. Like the projects are going to last. There's going to be a lot of transactions going to be able to make. No one's going to have to worry about oh my god, if we get adopted, like we're going to blow through these fucking transaction fees like Phantom, Chronos, AVAX. They just blew through their fees in a year. They just blew right through them, and it's like, oh my god, now it's like so much to do a fee. We won't have that problem. So I like that, but the keeping it with Hex, we have a chance to fix what Ethereum fucked up with the wrapped Bitcoin, right? So wrapped Bitcoin wasn't everyone who's been there has been like, well, I don't think people really used it. Yeah, wrapped Bitcoin is like whatever. But if that would have been utilized properly, the Ethereum chain would have been 10 times better, in my opinion.
Well, can you go over can you just go back for a second, elaborate on the mistake that Ethereum made? Because I don't really follow.
Well, because okay. So you have what I think they made a mistake was as soon as the first DEX came in, well, they didn't utilize the DEX. They didn't say, okay, well, the Uni token, we're going to use it for, so much liquidity pairing. Like,
Yeah,
When was the last time you sold something that was paired to Uni?
never.
That's a problem. Why?
Yeah,
Because that means
never.
all the liquidity is in ETH. So that means when ETH goes up or down, especially that it's paired to Bitcoin, well,
Mhm.
what happens when it goes up or down? Well, then everything else goes up and down.
Yeah.
So if they would have been able to incentivize the Uni token to get that liquidity and to go through Uni, well then ETH would have been more. It would have stayed. It wouldn't have went
More
that high,
sturdy. More
but
sturdy.
it would have stayed maybe at $3,000, 3.5, and not
Mhm.
go to 5 and then have that massive boom because everyone's just like, whoa, we made all kinds of money. Let's go. Let's take everything out. And slowly but surely, you know, rules are at play. But I really like how Pulsechain's going with the PulseX because I feel like that's a mistake that people didn't fix, right? Because then you're like, okay, well, let's fix it. Let's have all these bridges over. So Binance tried, didn't really work. Why? Because I don't want to go into it, but there's a lot of things that they all did wrong, and that now because of the projects coming on, we're gonna have not those problems because they took care of it and say now it's giving like I am the chance to say, hey, I'm going to give people Pulse. You know what I mean? And I wanted to ask something about that. In case there's bots, did you guys figure out a way to not give so many wallets? Because I know you could create 63 to the power of like 233
For
wallets per second.
addresses?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, wallets per second, right? So seed phrases. There's a way to generate that many seed phrases per second.
Wow.
I don't know how, but there is a lot of ways. Have you maybe thought about a way to counter bots or anyone that's trying to like say, hey, I'm just gonna empty out their safe and like get free coins for no reason? You know what I mean?
So yes, well, I don't it, but we will implement some sort of IP tracker. So I guess that person who's creating a bunch of wallets from a bot would have to be consistently changing their IPs. And there's going to become some level at which no matter what you implement, someone's going to they're going to
Is it forever? Like you're going to provide IM and Pulse forever, or is it for a limited time only? Sorry, I didn't hear that part.
No, it's okay. So it's going to be a structured tier capping out at a certain amount of users. And we haven't nailed that number down yet. We're leaning somewhere in the double-digit millions. So it's going to go for a very long time.
That's awesome.
But not forever.
Double-digit millions. Wow, good job, man. Thanks. That's awesome. But that's a lot of onboarding, man. That's insane. That's like almost half of the fucking of crypto right now. That's awesome, man. No, I hope you guys do that because that would be awesome for the Pulse.
Even with the share app feature, right? Somebody gets it on their phone, and then it's like, oh, I'm going to send you this. It's free crypto, and they just do like you guys know you did that shortcut on your iPhone when you want to share an app with someone from the download.
Yeah,
it's going to make things so much faster. I don't think.
Like there's gonna be an airdrop button where you can airdrop the app.
No, just in general.
The share button where it's like share to Twitter.
So you're like, go to the app store and find this thing, and you know people are stupid. So if you just say, oh, I'll share the app, and they get the message, click the link you sent them, takes them right to the app store, and they download it, and they're good to go. They could essentially be up and running in a matter of minutes, right? That's what's so powerful about it, like the simplicity of it. That's why I was wondering about the price appreciation on the internet money token, because if the way I read it was kind of like, let's just keep this for what it is, internet money. You send money to somebody, you get money back, like not so much of a holding thing, you know, like an asset that you hold. But that buying or the burn function can change things, obviously, because that IMD token you're just going to want to hold to get that passive income.
Exactly. And I mean, like, you know, Bitcoin, yes, you could still use that to pay for goods and services. And yes, the price going up does matter. As far as it doesn't. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean?
You didn't watch the debate.
We're trolling.
Oh yeah, we don't care about price. I'm not about price. We don't care about price over here.
Just
technology.
For a bit of context, in the debate last week, Richard was like, "You want to know who bought the price up?" He's like, "I don't care about price. The price doesn't matter. The price never matters." Blah, blah, blah.
He don't care about price. He don't care about yield. He thinks that what was it? Democracy, communism.
Well, you have to understand now that they said that when they come at Hex and when Hex is on another 80% correction, just say, well, what the fuck do you care? Price doesn't matter.
Exactly.
I thought we don't care about price. Like you guys, they're just putting their foots in their mouth all over the place.
It was a
Oh,
very unique debate, quote unquote debate, quote
No, that's
unquote
perfect.
debate.
Just because all you have to do is clip that part, and if they say
Yeah.
something about the correction, you just
Yeah.
send that clip. Done.
Yeah. Well, remember the one? What was the one clip we had with the Curb Your Enthusiasm? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Critical errors, right? Wasn't that the part with the critical errors?
Yeah.
So he was saying to one guy, yeah, you have critical bugs. You know what that means? Critical, meaning like they need to be fixed ASAP. He goes, whatever, irrespective. And Richard's just like,
Like,
what's going on here? Anyways, back to what you're talking about. Sorry about that, man.
No, all good, all good. No, it's ultimately saying like, yes, price coming into play could affect its usability possibly as a peer-to-peer currency, but that's also one benefit of having, you know, a lot of token or more tokens than 21 million, right? We're in the trillions. So the price should always stay relatively low and people will be fulfilled by that. And not low, right? It could still do X's, but theoretically it's not going to hit $65,000 a token. So people
Hopefully.
aren't I mean, hopefully it does.
Pretty
But
big market cap.
yeah,
KG, can I pause you real quick? I
Sure.
have a friend who is watching right now. She's a no corner, really don't know shit about crypto, and she's asking for maybe a dumbed down version of what we're talking about. Let me try to dumb it down for what I'm understanding. Right now, to get into crypto, there's a whole bunch of unnecessary steps you got to take. It can be very confusing, and right now it's too expensive for the average person. You got $100 for crypto, you could probably only get $25 really into crypto after all the fees, which is crazy. There's a network called Pulsechain that's supposed to make transacting on crypto much easier. What KG is trying to do.
He pointed down to him.
I guess I'm pointing to the right person. What KG is trying to do is make a mobile app that we're all used to, that can link you right to that Pulsechain crypto network. So, and that's basically what we're talking about. It's an app that gets you directly to the Pulsechain. So it's trying to make it very simple. To instead of taking 12 steps, you probably take only 3 steps. And that's probably the best dumbed down version I could give my friend right now.
No money.
It's like the Twitter
That was
spaces of
internet money.
onboarding.
Oh, was something happening this morning in Twitter Spaces?
That guy.
But people underestimate like the beautifulness of simplicity, man. Right? Like Richard says all the time about Hex. Like we understand Hex now, but it took me a while to understand Hex. Hex is amazing. It took me a while to understand it. But
She said she got it now. Awesome. Glad to help.
yeah, simplicity.
Nice.
But there's not like what's more simple than that? When you can just download the app with the private wallet with the seed phrase there already, and you're not worrying about plugging in an extension, a browser extension or whatever on your desktop, and you already have crypto in there ready to go. It's huge, man. It's a game changer. Does anybody else do this right now? Do we know? Are there any other wallets that, like, I know you could download the Cardano wallets and all that, and they'll just.
The only wallet I think is the Near, and Near just gives you for one transaction to activate the wallet. That's it. That's all it does. I think, and even at that, it's so minimal that it's like nothing compared to them giving 2 currencies. Like, it's amazing.
Right.
Awesome.
We're constantly downloading wallets and like not only have we not found another wallet that's doing what we're doing in the giveaways of the currencies, but we also haven't found another wallet that has a token that shares in the fees. So it seems that we're doing 2 things that no other crypto project is doing.
Dan, can you put up the link for the website real quick? Someone asked for it in the chat.
Which website?
The
internet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for our links for Hex to Learn. Yeah.
Oh, Hex.
It's in the name right here, hextolearn.com. Look up Hex to Learn if you want. Honestly, if you want the best info, honestly, the website is just generic. It brings you to everyone else's website. If you really want info, check out Hex to Learn on Twitter and follow this Twitter Spaces and come on in. We're 24/7. Just come and ask a question on anything. There's always someone there to answer your question.
So if you have a Twitter account, like you said, follow that Twitter profile. There's most likely going to be a space going on. Jump in, raise your hand, and hopefully you'll get to jump in, ask some questions, let everybody know that you're new to crypto, and we'll be happy to break it down the best we can for y'all. Hexagons do it for people all the time. Every time I jump in there, they're helping somebody new out.
Let's
And
go.
no question is too stupid either. Right?
Really,
Ab-
No,
really.
none.
It's when you're dealing
No.
with your money, you ask whatever you need to ask. Even if someone makes fun of you for some stupid reason, they'll get put in their place. Hopefully.
Yeah, they won't. They won't, because to be honest with you, the smarter the question, the less of we take it seriously, because the smarter the question means you know what you're doing. You're just asking a question.
Yeah.
But it's like the dumber the question, we take it more seriously, because we're like, okay, this person needs security. They need to do they understand this properly?
Mhm.
We shut everyone up. It's like, everyone shut the fuck. Excuse me, shut up. Like, we have an
Oh, you can-
onboarder.
yeah.
Onboarding is number one. It's our number one goal. Onboarding. After that, it's conspiracies. After that, it's
Yeah.
talking about our
Yep.
cars, and usually it's me. What are you eating? I'm cooking something tonight. So yeah, it's a bunch of stuff. So we have a good
Onboarding's
time.
number one. God damn it.
Yeah.
There's more. There's more and more people coming every day now. I see it in chats all the time, like from the last few debates, and so many comments of people like, "Oh, I think I'm going to give Hex another look because of the performance those guys put on." So I think there's going to be a lot more people filing into these chat rooms because they don't know any better, right? Like if you're just a Bitcoin maxi, you're just holding your coins on an exchange. Sometimes you're not doing anything. The coolest thing I think about about the internet money is you're going to not your key, your keys, your coins immediately.
Yep.
Immediately. That's
Immediately.
what's so interesting. It's like, okay, I'm not going through the exchange. It's like, no, this is self-custodial right now, right away. You're the only one to access this, and it's on your phone. Like you have it there at your fingertips. It just saves so much time.
Real quick, Morgan, hold up. KG, my friend saying that we got her money. Can she put in money into this project? If not, if so, what would be the best method, plan, advice when you give this individual?
Well,
they like your project, they think it's cool, they want to get involved. What can they do right now?
If you want to get involved right now, you can head over to our website, imcrypto.net. And from there, we've made it easy as possible to buy internet money on the Binance Smart Chain, which is one of many blockchains out there. And if you hold it, internet money on the Binance Smart Chain, you will get airdropped a 1-to-1 copy when Pulsechain launches. So you'll have internet money on Pulsechain, internet money on Binance.
Now there will be two different values. What Binance value is a certain dollar amount, and when Pulsechain drop, it will have its own certain dollar amount.
Correct.
You'll have the same amount of the token itself, but how much it's worth will be different. I just want to clarify that for them.
Correct. Absolutely correct.
Awesome. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you. And we have a very active Telegram group. Myself, one of the 3 other founders, and we have a few admins, and they're awesome. We're always answering questions. So you're welcome to jump in there. And we even answer questions like you guys about just crypto in general. We don't say only talk about internet money in here, because a whole part of internet money is learning the entire crypto space. So yeah, come on in, ask any of your questions.
Dan, can you drop the links for his Telegram, Reddit, and Twitter for internet money?
Sure.
What do you
guys
think for marketing?
If you go to the bottom on their website, you'll see the link.
Yep.
Hey, KG, do you guys have a plan when Pulse is getting closer? Is there a marketing plan? What are you guys thinking to get the word out there?
So you will see a big marketing push from us when the wallet is closer.
Okay.
Yes. You'll see a big marketing. And I mean, we're talking social medias, we're talking billboards, we're talking merch websites, we're talking.
Oh, wow.
Dude, that logo Famous, have you seen their logo yet?
The internet money one.
Yeah.
It's the token with the
with
gold
the
token.
Right?
Yeah, it's like it's
dope, eh?
what's the word? It's I did it with my NFTs. What's it called? It's like pixelated art. Is that what it's called? Yeah,
Look at that,
There
man.
it is.
that's dope, man.
I can see that on the
It
t-shirt
looks
or
like
the hoodie.
which dollar? It looks like the dollar in not Donkey Kong. It looks like the dollar in.
Mario.
I was thinking Mario. That's first thing that came to my head was Mario.
It's
It
too
hits all
thick.
those
It's
things,
too
though, right?
thick. It looks like another one though. I'm gonna get to it. I think is it Crash Bandicoot?
Pac-Man?
Crash Bandicoot.
No, I'm not
Jim?
sure, but it looks like one of them. I'm just in my head. I'm like a video game. I'm like, oh my god, it's one of those coins.
But just
Big
think for the
video
metaverse. Like I know people,
Yeah,
like
it will
people
be
in the
dope.
metaverse, dude. That like a coin like that, and it reminds you of Ready Player One. Also,
Yes.
Mhm.
you know, it reminds
Yeah,
you, like,
yeah.
super. A lot of it looks like that.
And
I
the
think,
name's
like-
good too. The name's good too because of Magic Internet Money.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Oh yeah, that's that other one, Mim, right? They have that
yeah,
magic
meme.
money.
So it's
Yeah.
like people think like, oh man, yeah. Anyway, you know, it's just good because it's like capitalizing off of their shine in a way. You know what I mean?
Well, they missed a major branding opportunity. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's cool. Us as
Too bad.
crypto nerds, it's like, hell yeah, Magic Internet Money. We get it. We love it. But
Yeah.
like internet money, I can't believe it's not taken. I can't believe that we're the first project. Crypto's been around 10, 11, 12 years and no one else created a coin called internet money. It doesn't
Because
even make
people are lazy and they said, no, we're not going to check. It's taken. I'm not even going to look. It's probably taken. And then you're not lazy and you go, let's see if internet money's taken. Why not? Sure enough, there it is.
For a space
Can I-
that was
can I-
born for a space that was born on creativity, innovation, a lot of the major folks in this space are not creative, innovative at all.
sure.
They
Sure.
stick to the same rug pull, scammy type BS, unfortunately.
Yeah, true.
That's copy paste, man. Those are the copy pasted.
Yeah.
You go to the people
That's
like
the
at one
duct
point.
tape.
At one point, it was like, oh yeah, go download the Pancake Swap front end, you know, pack, and then you could just get their whole code pack, everything, so anyone could just BNB days could just boom, scam,
Yeah.
just. Anyways, you would understand, right? If you have the whole front end, you just know how to do the website. You're like, oh, okay, well, I'll just copy the website, make the
Yeah,
link,
exactly. Exactly.
Yep.
like, hey man,
KG.
$15, you know.
Well, you look
Hey,
at like
Gene.
that. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Tap.
My friend has another question. When is the wallet launching?
Get your friend on. Send your friend the link. We can do live. We can do live onboarding.
Yeah, there you go.
Live
As-
onboarding.
As of right now, we don't have an official release date.
Okay.
Because we don't have them for Pulsechain either.
That's part of it.
Yeah. This question might be a little wacky, but I don't know anything about programming or any of that stuff. Can you give any insight to how your devs feel about how Pulsechain is built and how good it's going to be or bad it's going to be? I don't think it's going to be bad, but you know what I mean. I'm just trying to know, how do they feel from a dev standpoint on how Pulsechain is going to perform?
Well, one of our main devs is one of Richard Hart's devs. So
Oh, shoot.
Uh-oh.
To the moon.
he likes Pulsechain.
He better.
He's actually working on the AMM bot. So,
Oh wow.
yeah, I don't get inside info or anything. They keep that very locktight, but overall he feels good about it. And I mean, everything I've heard like from the back end, everyone feels good about Pulsechain. I mean, there's even some like Telegram rooms and stuff where like you can bump elbows with the other developers and even in there, man, conversation's great, conversation's lively. So yeah, I think even on the back end, they're hype about Pulsechain.
What do you think is different about, from a creative developing standpoint? What do you think will separate Pulsechain from everything else that's out there? All the other chains that have come up and all the other forks, and just in general, like for me as an outsider, someone who doesn't build or program, the feeling I get is that, okay, this is like very heavily community driven, and for as smart as Richard is, he always wants to have people's inputs, and I think that's huge for somebody to be able to go out there and say, okay, what do you guys think of this? What do you think of this? Is that kind of attitude carried through the rest of the building of this blockchain, or does it feel like that? Or
Yeah, I would say that, all the projects building If you go into their Telegram rooms, like they have really, and that's another cool thing about this space is like we have the whole Pulse Chain community has an awesome Telegram space. Even if it's not just the main room, it's like we learned from the main room and brought it out from there. So yeah, I'd say everybody cares about the opinion of the community. They want to do what's best for the community. And yeah, I think, and now look, Walrus is much better suited to answer this question if you know Walrus, because he laid it down about why, from a back end standpoint, Pulse Chain is better. I'm not going to try to regurgitate that, but I trust him, and so ultimately, I'm going to say that even from a developer standpoint, Pulse Chain is going to be a better platform to build on, and because of that, we're going to get more adoption. So even if the world at large, because look, to the world at large, Pulse Chain, Ethereum, Binance Smart Chain, what's the difference? Who cares? They don't know what blockchain is anyways. So I think what's going to set Pulse Chain apart is that it already has a strong community. It has awesome branding, and it has a great face and a great leader. So I think at least within the crypto space, those are things that set it apart. And it's not starting as a ghost chain. I mean, starting with tens of thousands of ERC20s. So
even if it wasn't with the copies, it wouldn't be starting as a ghost chain.
exactly.
Like, I mean, like, did you see that picture earlier? Because I know on the freepulse.io tweet, just showing all these projects ready to launch. It's like, holy shit, man! This is so cool to see.
It's not even just the projects, man. It's just the trifecta. Just having a chain that doesn't even need. No offense, it just doesn't need projects. It literally, it's like here, DEX, gas, store value.
Yeah, but you need projects for people to trade on and buy and
to get adoption so you can make it grow, right? But if you really wanted to call a spade, put Ethereum out there, what's it gonna do? Can't do nothing. It's just there, right? It's just, you know what I mean? Like Ethereum, when it came out, it was just like, okay, what do you do? Okay, well, I have the gas. What do we do now? Oh, well, you're supposed to develop on it. Okay, cool. Binance came out, right? Oh, okay. On ramp, off ramp, plus bridging. Okay, cool. We have also stable coin. Awesome. Now what? You know, then we needed the DEX, right? So everyone that comes out, you know, Phantom, AVAX, anything that comes out, they're like, oh, well, we have this project that we're taking as our DEX. But now when you look at it, it's like, yes, we could still take the positiveness of all the DEXs, but in essence, at the beginning, it's made where we have the DEX, we have the gas, we have the store value.
It's a great place to start.
You could just go in that triangle, right? Like it's like the way I call it a frustrum. Okay, so if anyone understands a frustrum, okay, so when you look at a frustrum is a polynomial, it's a 3D polynomial, right? So when you look at it, it's a triangular frustrum from the beginning, and then every time you add a coin into the ecosystem, it adds a side, and then it slowly becomes a pyramid, which at the tip is like where the incentive is from the DEX, and then it moves along wherever the sides go. So wherever the money goes is where the control of that frustrum, which is the massiveness of the. Anyways, it's so complicated. I don't want to get into it. The way what I'm thinking about.
It's not complicated. Look at Tap. It's not that complicated.
No, it's not. I'm following.
He's like, yeah. Everyone's just like, what?
Frosty? What?
No,
Frosty?
Tap had his hat on like this, and once you started going,
it's turn my head. Like, wait a minute.
Let me clear.
I love this. Clip that. Okay, no, because normally everything's paired to A to B, B to A, right? So that's Hart's law. But now Hart's law doesn't come into play that much. Why? Because at the beginning everything's triply paired. Everything's paired from threes, right? PulseX, Pulse Chain. PulseX, Pulse Chain, Pulse Hex, PulseX. Yeah. It's starting like that. It has to, right? Unless people provide liquidity, but it's still starting like that. So then you have this certain constantness as to just ETH and the first coin that comes. And it's like, oh, okay. And then the next coin comes in the DEX. Well, you have to pair it to ETH. Oh, okay. So it's always like A to B, A to B, A to C, A to D. It's always like a one-to-one. As to now, it's like, well, if something happens on one side of the liquidity, well, it also happens here. So if one coin goes up here, well, then the ratio goes up here. And then, well, if that ratio goes up here, then it has to go up there. And then it has to go up there. And then it's just, then you have the impermanent loss, which I call the impermanent gain. Well,
when they're both going up together.
Yeah, well, because people say impermanent loss, but I say permanent gains. Because when it goes up, why would someone call that impermanent loss?
Yeah.
Good point.
Permanent gain.
Yeah, the glass is always half full.
Hey man, CeeLo did a 15x, man. Fuck this. We're gonna go crazy. I'm sorry. I don't give a shit, man. I don't give a shit.
People
CeeLo did
still
a
don't get it.
15x. Like, come on, guys. Like, we're probably gonna get a 10x off the bat. $3.69 Hex by the end of the year. That's my call. I got you.
$3.69. Is that Canadian or American? Because we're Canucks.
No, I never go by.
Canadian.
I seriously, if there's any Canadians in the chat, if you read the price by Canadian, you're a pleb. Telling you, gotta read it in USD because there is no liquidity in Canadian dollars. There's no liquidity in Canadian dollars. You got to take your Canadian and put it in US dollars. And even your fucking US dollar is not 1-to-1 paired. USDT is always 1.001. So don't get fooled, guys.
Someone did that. Someone did that last year. Remember, I think they're from Australia, and it was when we were pumping good, and it was when we were around the 55-cent mark. So like in whatever Australia's currency is, it was like 89 cents, 90 cents, and they posted it on like CoinMarketCap. Like, oh shit, Hex is on a fucking tear. And people are like, oh man, where was it a fucking dollar? And they're like, no, you assholes, he's from Australia. He's posting the wrong price.
It says too, sometimes people are like, yo, I remember back in the day, yo, Bitcoin's at like this much. I'm like, what the fuck? What do you mean it's at that much? He's like, yeah, it's Canadian. I'm like, I'm like, who the fuck looks at it in Canadian? And he's like, yeah, but we're in Canada. I'm like, man, who cares? You're just like,
it's good. Yeah, it's good we're mentioning this for people at home, because when you're talking to other people, you have to say that. Well, what price are we talking? We're talking the actual price, or we're talking about our little currency? Because people get confused all the time.
100%, all the time. But it's not even that. You don't get the right numbers. So like you think you're selling it at that, but it's not actually that price because it's in USDT or USDC. Right?
Yeah.
And then they got to trade it, and then it comes on, and then you have the stupid fees. Hey, what's up, Marco? How are you, man?
Here.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
You sound lovely. You sound lovely.
What's up, guys? What's going on?
What's up?
Hello.
buddy.
Yeah, keep on talking. Don't let me distract you.
I forgot, man, because I always stare at those lights. Are those lights or are those like those are lights in the back, right? The Hex and the Bitcoin.
Like this right here?
Yeah, those are lights, right?
Yeah, those are. Yeah,
I thought they were little logos that you put on. Yeah. Okay, cool. I was like, I thought they were
It's
logos
real.
that you put on. I always wanted to ask that. I was like, are those
Hex
like
is
little
always
things you
green.
put?
Yeah. Bitcoin.
Like that Hex is on top of the Bitcoin too.
Always.
Established domination.
That's hilarious.
What's up, fellas? How you doing, man?
Good.
Yeah, man.
Good
I was just
over
rushing home. Sorry, I'm late. Great talk, KG. Great explanation of your new project coming out. Good luck with that. I think it's pretty cool. I think like what was it you guys said earlier? Like, are you afraid of competition with Richard Hart? I think you answered it perfectly, right? Like, there's enough room for everybody to do what they got to do. And worst case scenario, right? You don't want everybody to flock to Richard Hart wallet. We all know he's always a target, right? So if something does happen to his wallet, you don't want to be like, all right, guys, we got to wait another 6-7 months before somebody creates something else before we can actually start all over again, right? You got something as a backup plan, or it could be the front. It could be the front plan. You never know, right? That's what's up. I love seeing people, build some stuff. All I say is, treat the community right. Do good for yourself. Listen, money's money, right? You're going to make money. You're Hexican, you're going to make money, bro. So that should be like your last resort. Your first resort is to change the world or change crypto the right way. And from what I'm hearing, it looks like that's what you guys are planning to do. So good job with that. It's exciting, right? I love hearing new projects, new things coming out, especially from Hexicans, right? It's pretty exciting, and all I can say is, go out there, build, man. Just continue to build, do whatever you got to do. We can't say, Richard Hart always says it every other stream, right? Guys, build, do this, do that. Like, I'm teaching you guys. What's the whole point of a professor teaching us? And we're gonna just stay in class all day and not do anything else, right? Or get, degrees from this particular professor or certificates and not use it, right? Like, he spends his time to teach us, use what he teaches us, right? It doesn't matter. Even if you're going to make a coin and it flops, it's okay, right? It's a learning experience, right? At least you're trying to do something. So
at least you tried, yeah.
KG, good luck to you guys. I really hope you guys succeed, and all the Hexicans, wherever you guys do, just respect the community, respect not even the community, just people in general, right? Make sure we don't harm other folks and stuff like that. Because at the end of the day, money, I think people don't realize, and I made this tweet the other day, like, I had to tell my wife, I don't think people realize the amount of money they're going to make in the next year or so, even less than that, really, really quick. It's going to be life-changing shit. It's going to be scary shit. Nobody's prepared. I don't care who you are, what you had before.
If you don't have money,
if you're not Richard Hart, you're not prepared. And I don't even think
Preach.
Richard Hart was prepared to hit him in the face at one point, sooner or later, So just do what you guys got to do, and just keep that in mind. But good luck to you guys for that.
Thanks,
Yeah,
man.
Marco,
Appreciate
would you ever? I know you have kids. Would you ever?
Yeah.
Do you think this wallet type thing could? Like it's weird talking. I don't have kids,
Yeah.
so I don't know to talking about money about all that. But let's just say that they had a device or an iPad or whatever.
Yeah.
And they had this wallet on it with the free airdrop. Do you think it could be a tool to teach them about money and be like, hey, take the garbage out and I'll send you some internet money?
First of all, why not, right? I think so. I think it'd be great for the reason is this, right? One, introduces them to the blockchain, right? And introduces them to the wallet. As KG said, they're gonna have multiple multiple warnings like, hey, protection, security, right? That should be like the main focus thing, whoever opens that app. And for a child or a teenager, let's just say a teenager decides to download that app, they're already set, right? They don't need to go through the hassle of Coinbase to this, to Gemini, to this, to that. They open this app, they download thousands of apps in a month, right? So what's another app to them, right? They open it up, they got some type of free currency to be able to transact and play with. And you never know if they have something on the other side of other wallets, now they bring it over. You understand what I mean? So I think it's great. It could be a great learning tool. It could be a great thing where, hey, you know what, kids, I'm going to teach you about money. But before we do that, like you said, you have some chores to do, stuff like that. And next hey, KG's paying them. You're not paying them, right? He gave them free money, right? So Uncle KG getting the free money, So, and it comes down to just, responsibility. You teach them responsibility, right? And it's cool, right? So let's say a kid, you have a child or a teenager and you want them to be financially secured or just learn about this stuff. All right, cool. You get them chores or whatever it is. Hey, I'm going to give you $100 and you complete all 12, 13 assignments, stuff like that. But it's not going to your bank and it's not going to your pocket. I'm going to send it to your wallet and I'm going to show you, or you could choose where you want to invest it, right? It's another learning tool, stuff like that. So I think all around it's a great idea. And I think for people outside of crypto, especially that don't know how this works, and I know Morgan, I think you guys were saying it earlier because I was hearing on my pods. You guys was talking about new people coming in, they're confused. I think Morgan, you said that your mother sent it to Polygon network or something like that.
Send Ethereum on the Polygon
exactly
network.
Right. Like people send money randomly to wrong places, wrong times, or transfer, even wire transfer. Like I had a buddy that did a $3,000 wire transfer, send it to the wrong place. Somebody got $3,000 for free, and you can't get that shit back, right? So, and people get anxious, they get excited, they want to click buttons, and they want to you tell them slow down. You're on the phone with them, you could be in FaceTime with them. Hey, did you look at the first 4 letters, the last 4 letters? Did you? Yeah, I did it. Where's my money? I don't know, bro. You sent it. Like you tell me, So at least this is like I think this is like think about like a free real trial, right? That they get free money, free coins. Might not be a lot, but it's enough to do a transaction, right? It's like a test. Hey guys, here's your test. I want you to send this to this, try it out. And they try it, right? And if they get it, they get excited and they want to try it more and more. And then you send them a little bit more, or you teach them how to bring back the real money over. So I think it's great. I think it's a phenomenal idea. Good job with that, man.
Yeah, even with the IMD token. Think about this. Like if your kid or anyone in your family is like, oh, I really want to get this. It's like, well, let's do a little test here. We're gonna have you. I'm gonna send you some of this IMD token, and you're gonna get paid.
Yep.
Okay. You're going to be getting fees for just holding on to this asset. So what I want you to do is just hold this for 3 months, and then you can take what you've earned for that and you can buy whatever you want.
Exactly.
Right. That'd be such an amazing teaching lesson. And then you're doing it through osmosis, right? Like you don't actually have to say it, but you get people to realize, okay, hey, this thing is worth money right now. You could buy it, but look what this asset's doing for you. You're earning $1, $2 a day, and some, depending on how much you hold, obviously, but just for them to see that money coming in and being like, oh, I remember when I was a kid and my dad or my mom showed me this, and then I was able to go out and buy what I wanted. It's
I love that example you put, man. You hit it right on the nail, right? It's like, what better responsibility to show somebody, like, 1, internet money is real. 2, it is easy to obtain. 3, it's easy to lose it, and it's easy to make wrong mistakes with emotions, right? So you do something like this, where you give them free money. Wow, it's real. It's actually real money. So now that's out of their head, right? You get to transact with it. And then, like you said, right? Hey, if you wait 2-3 months, not only do you have this $100 waiting for you, but you get to see your value that you have right now in the finance world. You're building yield. You're getting a return on your money, right?
And visually every day.
By holding, right?
Yes.
And this becomes like think about it. This becomes like a little game It's like pregame before the main game. What's the main game? Hex, right? So they can learn to withstand and not sell the coin too early. They're earning pulse coins, they're earning that yield, stuff like that. And now you introduce them to something like Hex down the road. Now they're ready for it, right? Now they understand delay gratification. They understand how this works. So it's like it's a beautiful step, right? I feel like KG,
I feel like
you guys did,
people that aren't kids need that step.
Yeah.
Like, I have
Right?
enough trouble explaining that.
I think it's a no-brainer. I think it's a
No-brainer.
no-brainer because it's the one thing our generation always complains about. We were not
Right.
financially literate from the
Exactly.
beginning. No one taught us. We're gonna make the same mistake with our kids and say, no, you don't. But not only that, look, Morgan, for you and I, we understand this. Kids at 12 years old can have a bank account.
let me
And
share
once we get our bank account, or once we give our kids a bank account at 12, we have no say in that bank account. That's
No.
the law and where we live. I don't know how it is in the States, but I'm pretty
Right,
sure it's the
right.
same. I'm pretty
Well,
sure it's the same.
But even
So-
with banks, sorry.
Yeah, no, go. I'm just
Well,
saying it's just a no-brainer, man.
No, I was
It's like
just gonna jump in with the with blockchain being the way it is, and with the protocols in DeFi nowadays, we're getting paid daily. Hex are paid daily.
exactly.
Just having the visual confirmation, right? So it's being like, okay, we'll check your wallet once a week. You can put a password on there for them. You don't want them accessing it or whatever, but you go in there once a week or once a day and be like, hey, look, honey, look how much money you made today. 40 cents just went into your account. Another day today, oh, you just got paid 70 cents. It's like you're getting paid. You're getting paid for doing nothing, essentially, right? Like you're holding,
But sometimes
Maybe-
kids too, they say, "Hey, I don't want the money now. Give it to me later." You know, it's like, okay, perfect. What do you want to do? You give them the option. Do you want to just keep it, or do you want to invest it? You know what I mean?
Right.
So you give them the option. You lose the money, but then you put it in the side. You trick them. You go, ha, ha, ha. Now I made this much. Now you want the money or you want all of it? And he's gonna go, oh, I want all of it. And then you're like, well, you see, next time you should have invested. You delay your gratification. You can
played
teach
yourself.
kids. It's like when I was teaching my little brother back in the day, I remember my dad was the coach, and he was so against this idea. I brought a TV and the PlayStation into the room for the kids. And my dad's like, why are you doing that? Like, no, they have to go to the practice. I'm like, no. I'm like, cancel practice halfway. Beginning of the practice, we're going to make them play video games. We're going to simulate the hockey. We're going to simulate it on the thing, and we're going to make them. And all the kids were all like, oh, I want to play. And like, they were just so into it where it's like their brain is a sponge. So if you take the time to make it fun, and crypto is fun. Why? There's metaverse. There's all these things. There's games that are going to come out. There's pictures, whatever. They could do art. They could watch TV, and they get paid for watching TV. How many times? Like, another thing. How many kids are on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter?
I think they all are.
Go look at the guidelines. It says 12 years old and over. They're not allowed to be on it. So we're kind of sitting here like hypocrites where we're like, no, we shouldn't teach them about money. No, we should. Why? Because we complain
should.
about it.
especially now,
We should.
especially
definitely.
nowadays more than ever. You got to. You have to.
100%.
You have
I
to.
think it's one of the most important things as our generation. We need to teach them not only about the understanding how important a book is, but also understanding how financially literate they need to become at the beginning of time. That to understand that, like, from 10 to 20, if you don't get this right, this is what's going to separate you from you and all these other people. Is if you understand at this age what it means to make money. Because if you learn it in your 20s, it might be bad for you, right? You want to, everyone wants their kids. Everyone wants their kids to work 25 years, get the pension, 45, 50. They could get the pension, and like, I would wish my kids to have that, where they start work at 20 or 25, and like 50, 55, they could retire, not 60, 65. You know what I mean? So it's a way to look at it. I just think it's a no-brainer education for.
I agree.
And crypto gives that. Plus, with the phone, with all the parental guidance and stuff, like, I think it's better than to just say, here's cash. Because I spent all my cash when I was a kid. 12 years old, 13, forget about it. I had the F1 toy cars. Everyone had ice cream. We all went to watch the movies, big popcorn. I spent all my money like an idiot. So if I would have had something that could have made me money, or someone to have taught me that, I think it's very important that we all take the time and say, you know what, it's not even just because of the crypto. It's like, we need to teach our kids that, as much as we need to teach our kids what happens if you see a stranger and you need to run away and scream for help, help, help. Well, you need to teach your kids how to spend their money, because it's very important. It's very important.
Yeah. So like I have like 2 kids, right? 5 and 7-year-old, right? And my 5-year-old, he loves Hex to death, right? They both do, right? They see the logos, they see the cars. Especially my son, like, he's a huge fan of Freddie Coates. And my son, like, all day, every day, hey Google, play Hex Anthem. That's all you hear throughout my house all day, every day, right? And my daughter, like, she's more, she's more savvy. She understands these. Hold on, my Google's playing something. Give me a second. Hold on.
Run again.
She's listening. She wants to buy Hex. She wants to buy Hex.
Stalker, right?
If only she wanted to really buy Hex,
That's funny.
It's like, hey, how do we buy Hex?
Right. So then like I teach my daughter like more about Hex, right? So I teach her, what does currency do? What's internet money, right? And then she gets it quicker because these kids, they're into Minecraft and Roblox and all that stuff. So they're like, Dad, can you buy me Robux? I told them, what type of money is that? Well, that's internet money. That's game money. Okay, they understand. It's the difference between fiat and internet money. And then what I do is she's almost to the point where she almost understands T-shares to the basics, right?
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, and the way I teach it to her, and I'll bring her on stream one day just for her to explain it to you guys. The way I try to explain it to her, and the way I did was I got a bunch of the chocolate coins, right?
Thank
Right?
you.
That'd be cool, right? I got her the
I just love
chocolate
how Dan
coins.
said thank you.
I got a bag of the chocolate coins, right? And I stacked them up, and we pretend that's real money. I got a tissue box, right? And I showed her, like, if you grab this many coins, right? First, you change your US dollars to these coins, right? And then I'm like, Olivia, if you take these coins, you put it in this box. I wrote T-shirt on it. It creates something like this, right? But I poke a hole in the box too, and I showed her, like, every day at 7:00, and I shake the box. So more coins will come out. I'm like, oh, you see, this box made you some more additional coins that you invested in, right? And she kind of understands the concept, right? So, Daddy, if I take these coins, this dollar, and I buy the chocolate coins, Hex, right? And I put it in this box, the T-share, right? At 7:00, I shake the box, and more of it will come out, right? I'm like, yeah, precisely. That's what T-share does. Let's keep it real, right? Like, you take your coins, you lock it up, and every day at 7:00 is going to give you more coins. So she kind of understands the concept. And then all she does is, so I test her, right? I'm like, here's $1, here's $10, here's $5, right? And she does the math, how many coins she could get. I'm like, what do you want to do? She's like, I want to throw everything inside. I'm like, why? She's like, because I could get more. I'm like, okay, now you understand.
Nice.
Right?
Awesome.
She understands like the concept of it, right? So of course she still doesn't understand, like, oh my God, put it longer and it pays better and all this stuff. But she understands the concept of how the system works, right? You turn fiat to this type of coin, you put it in a box, right? AKA whatever jar, whatever you want to call it, and it produces more yield, more coins for you, right? And she understands why not do that, right? Because she gets to get more, and then she gets to do more later with it, right? So that's one way I taught my kids, and now I'm trying to work on my son to do it. But he's just like 5 years old and stuff. But he's getting some of it, stuff like that. But I encourage parents, if anybody's there that have kids, try that, try doing that with them, see if it works, and then take it from there. But it was something my daughter was able to catch on pretty quick.
Let's go,
amazing, dude.
KG. How do you explain that Hex to people you onboard, or how do you explain T-shares?
Oh, you could before you continue. I'm sorry. You can even do that with onboards too. By the way, I got the idea not just for my daughter, but I did that with a couple of onboards because they just couldn't understand it. And I did it, and they're like, "Oh, that's how." They hear staking and CD and deposit, and they don't really understand the terminology. They've never been in finance ever. So what I do, all right, you got a shoebox. Yeah.
That's why I think it's important, because I'm trying to always come up with new ways to explain it in layman's terms, where it has nothing to do with the T-share and how, like, your longer pays better bonuses and the 369 inflation rate. Like, so my thing was, I called them inflation tickets, the T-share. For some people, and I was like, what you need to do is, like, let's say I'm selling these things and they're called inflation tickets. You need to give me X amount and I will give you this. But the thing about these inflation tickets is, if you come back a year later, it's going to be more expensive than it was before. This is your right to get more inflation, like, as you go, right? But I'm curious to hear how the rest of everyone here tries to explain T-shirts to people. How do you go about it, KG?
Well, I often find myself getting too in depth.
Yeah.
It's like, because then one question leads to another, and then you're like, well, okay, well, to understand that, you got to understand this. Marco, that was an excellent analogy. And
thanks, man.
I mean, a lot of the people that I interact with, before I can even start to explain Hex, it's like, got to explain crypto first. And it's just, it's
do
zero
you
to. Yeah.
Do you think you have to for crypto for that, or can you just use it as a concept, saying, if you, like the way Marco did it, saying, hey, if you decide you can lock up this money for X amount, You're gonna at the end of every day at 7 o'clock when that thing ticks over, you're gonna have more coins. Do you think they have to be one and the same? They have to know about crypto to know how Hex works?
Maybe not necessarily, but one big question I get often, and especially when I talk about Hex, is like, how does it have value? So cool, I get more Hex.
Always same
Great.
question.
But it's
I
like,
know.
how is it worth anything? It's like, well, why did you pay $100 for those shoes? What gave those shoes that value? Because you were willing to pay $100 for it, and therefore they were worth $100. So I think like talking about crypto on the base level, and then I try to evolve into Hex, because again, we all know and love Hex, but I think it's like, I think that's why Dogecoin blew up, you know, because it was like, oh, it's a joke. I get that. But
There's a literal joke too. Like it was just a copy. What was the copy of whatever, and duct tape that shit onto it and then go.
Right.
Dogecoin was simple, man. It was people
Yeah.
did not want to buy Bitcoin because they didn't understand that I don't need to buy one. I could buy $100 worth of it. But people in their heads, they would literally say, "But I have to buy one of it. Why am I gonna buy one Bitcoin when I could buy one Doge?" Like, what do you mean? I'm like, you could spend.
They still
like,
think
you could
that.
buy $100. You could buy $100 of each. It doesn't matter, and they don't understand that because stocks, you have to buy a whole stock,
Yeah.
right? So they don't understand that. Personally, for me, I gave up on crypto with my friends. I do not talk to people in real life. In real life, I do not talk to anyone. Why? Because they missed out on Bitcoin, fucking Ethereum, BNB, and they still to this day, my friends call me and they're like, "Bro, XRP is gonna fucking go up, man. XRP, man. XRP gonna see, man. They're gonna won against the SEC, man." And I'm like,
Man, XRP's been on the funk for the past 4.5 years almost.
I know. Didn't it hit at like $5 all-time high?
I think it was like $3 and like
$3.
something cents. Yeah, like
Yeah, it's
that was
over.
literally there during that time. That was, I'm not gonna lie, that was like my coin back then. That, Verge, Tron, a bunch of other coins back then was like, you know, the golden goose, and then you know it tanked. But like
Back
you know,
but
it's funny,
they're
right?
still in
Like
it.
yeah, to
They're
keep
still in
it simple, right? That idea I did for my daughter, it was funny because I didn't create the idea for my daughter, right? Long story short, I was doing a Zoom call with a bunch of people. I think it was like 8 people, whatever it is. I there was one point where I was doing that every night for my friends and family. I enjoyed it, right? I was like, all right, guys, let me teach you this. Like, it was just like lovely. I enjoyed it, right? And there was this one guy, man, that just would not get it, right? Would not get it. It's 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11, 12, 1 o'clock in the morning, right? Not getting it. There's a couple of them that are not getting it, but he just would not get it, right? And at one point, like, I don't get frustrated for anything. I just got patience of a saint. But that night I was frustrated, right? I was like, all right, bro, give me 1 second, man. I was like looking around. I saw a shoebox. I'm like, all right. I just grabbed a bunch of quarters. I'm like, this is how it works, man. Grab your dollar, grab this. And I just did the sequence. And he was like, oh, I get it now. This is now like, oh, finally you get it. And I was like, oh shit, maybe this works. Then I tried it on my daughter in a certain way, got the candy in the 99-cent store, all that stuff. And then yeah, just it worked, man. And then yeah, anybody else I try to teach in simple terms, I did it that way. Well, my wife, I did it that way. Yeah, man, it's just I think it's a simple way to do it, right? Like it's the most obvious and easiest visualization to show them what it is, right? You take this, right? You tell them, hey, you take this, you exchange it for this, right? You get this, you exchange it for this, right? Internet money. And you take this, you put it in that box. That box is a t-shirt. It's like a CD deposit, blah, blah, whatever it is, right? Use the terminology depending on the person, how advanced they are in the financial world, right? And you show them, and like I said, you poke a hole, and then you just shake up the box, 7 o'clock, boom, you know? And then if you want to be more impactful, put an alarm clock for 2 minutes. Hey, the alarm clock goes up. Hey, it's time for your money. And you take out a couple of, whatever the rate is, take a couple of out, and you show them, and you practice that. I guarantee they understand it, right? Like if they can't understand that, I don't know what else to say. Like that's the easiest way to really understand. Like a 7-year-old understood it, right? So
I give up because it's always like, but where did they get the money from?
But see that you could do it.
That one I hate that one too. That's the one I hate. Where's the money?
It's so hard.
Yeah. So with that, I my wife was struggling with that too, right? And that's when you have to take like the liquidity pool and liquidity and show them like how try to break it down in simple terms. You have this guy, you have this guy, and you have this guy, right? This guy in the middle is providing money, so these guys can interact, and whatever it is, this guy gets the fees for it, you know. And then there's a market. This person is willing to buy this person, and blah blah blah, etc. So you do it a storytell in a simple terms like that, then they could kind of understand. Oh, that's value. I'm like, yeah, you know, like you said earlier, right? Your sneakers you bought, you know, if somebody wants to buy that, right, you put it on Craigslist. Somebody's willing to pay this price on Craigslist for it, right? The taxi driver is maybe the liquidity guy. He's the one who brings you point A to point B. You interact, he collects a fee, etc. Everybody's happy. It's value, right? They kind of understand it that way. They're like, oh, okay, now I understand. It's just value, guys. Like it's just like anything else, you know. So once you break it down in simple terms, of course, depending on the audience in front of you, you use certain terminology, whether you got to make it too simple, more advanced, etc. It all depends on the person in front of you, and then you break it down a certain way, right? But once you get it down packed, you practice a couple of times. I'm telling you, man, you gotta know. Okay, I have 3 ways to explain hex to A, B, and C. I have 3 ways to explain liquidity and the way it works, A, B, and C, right? And depending on the person in front of you, oh, that's a person, right? Yeah. So I already know I don't struggle with my vocabulary. I don't struggle with my word. This is how I'm going to speak to this person because this is the only way they're going to understand it, right? If this person is a B person, okay, this is how I explain it because this is the only way they're going to understand it, right? Same thing with the C person. And once you keep on doing that, just like sales, it becomes second nature, right? And you're going to sound more confident. They're going to believe what you say more better, right? Then they're going to see that you're not going to struggle with ideas and it's not going to seem too confusing to explain because you know what to say. It becomes easier. So, and then you're going to be on a roll. You're going to just be on a roll. And that's how I brought like lots of people into it.
I like that. It's like selling the same product to 4 different people speaking a different language.
Exactly.
Right? Like you're just using a different approach to explain it to them so they can see it.
Yeah. Absolutely. So it takes practice, guys, you know, just practice. And the best, I'm telling you this right now, the best people to practice on is on kids. Practice with them, right? Explain the money. If they could understand it, I don't care what adult is. They have to understand it. They don't. That adult has no business dealing with money.
Right? I'm going to have to make a couple field trips someday.
But honestly, I'm not gonna lie, man. I've learned everything on YouTube off of kids. So like, I don't believe kids are stupid. Why? Because I taught my dad at 8 years old. Hey, this is Control C, Control V. Like this is what you do with a PC, right?
They're the most honest. They're the most honest kids.
They learn stupid fast.
Their honesty is beautiful too.
Adults are the dumbest, man. I swear. Sometimes it was like the easiest thing. It's like when I used to work at the bank, people used to call in and say, "I can't get on my online." Okay, what do I do? Go online. Okay, then click sign in. Okay, what do I do? Put your username. What do I do? Put your password. What do I do? Click sign in. What do I do? Wait. You know, so like in adults, in my opinion, are probably the dumbest because kids, they ask you questions to understand. Adults just ask you questions because it's like, well, it's a scam or how do you get the money? You know, it's like they want to rebuttal. Kids don't want to rebuttal you. They want to understand. Yeah. So I don't find kids are dumb. And then another one is like, for me, this is why I have problems because it's like I could explain it to them the best way possible. If they look at me and they're like, oh, that's a scam. Yeah. And it's not even because they think it sucks. It's like, oh, yeah, they're definitely taking money. Who's going to give you 30% per year? And I'm like, well, and I'm trying to explain it to them in the best way possible. And then they're like, no, I just don't get it.
Another way.
Well, unfortunately, it's like adults, they've been used to living and thinking a certain way for so long. It's hard to deter anyone who's been set in a certain mindset for so long. As for a child, very young, impersonable, gullible, quote unquote.
Exactly.
You try to teach them something, they're gonna ask you, well, why does it do that? Exactly. Instead of adults, they're gonna say, oh, that's not real. That can't happen. That's not real world.
Yeah, Tap. You know what's the best explanation of what you just said, right? A kid is like this. They want to learn why. What is it for me, right? An adult is, what is it for him? What does he get out of it? That's the difference, right? A kid's intrigued because they want to know what it is for themselves, right? They're like, oh, there's got to be some reward for me if I listen to this, if I learn this right away. An adult's like, oh, but why he's pitching this to me? What commission he's making? What is he going to do? What is exactly. That's the mindset of an adult.
It's like they think we're scamming them. And it's like, well, why are you telling me this if, like, you know, if it's like crypto? Because they always understand that, like, it's like when you invest, it's like if you are already telling me about it, it's already too late. I need to have found out before.
Yeah, the first month of me being in Hex, I was trying to shill it to my friends. They all asked me, oh, is this like Forex? Is this what it is? I'm like, oh, God.
Dude, you know what that guy just did? He froze one of his protocols.
Oh,
Is that what you're
really?
talking about? The Forex Shark.
Yeah,
One
yeah,
you just mentioned, yeah.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I didn't even know that.
The animal farm he's got going on, it's been frozen for 3 weeks because they had a launch, and I guess a bunch of bots came in and scooped up all the liquidity, or they scooped up a huge chunk of circulating supply.
True.
And then the next day they started market dumping the coin, or they just started draining the contract, and it's been frozen for like 3 weeks.
Terrible.
Admin keys.
Yeah, if you want,
That's
to,
another thing. Like with anything, if you try to tell a
man.
person that there's a way that you, a normal person, can make passive income, and you don't need to go through a whole bunch of red tape, that just ticks something off in their mind. It's like,
impossible.
no, we're not supposed to be able to do that. That's only for the elite class. That's not meant for us. It's hard for people to even wrap around their head that you can also get passive income. You can generate generational wealth. We just gotta go through a different method now with this internet stuff. But they just can't grasp that. They still think it's only meant for the other people.
You got any admin keys there, KG?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Yeah, no admin keys. So I think.
What do you think you're gonna do any? I know we talked a bit about the marketing, but with that logo, like that thing on a shirt or a hat, have you guys looked into that stuff, like a merch store?
Oh yeah, we're gonna do a whole website revamp, and one of the things that we're talking about is having a merch store. I mean, dude, that logo is gonna be perfect on everything.
it's dope. It's fun.
We're even
It's
talking
amazing.
about making a wallet with that logo on it because we're building a wallet. So it's like, all in good fun. We have someone in the community who is a 3D printer. We were joking around yesterday, but it seems like it's leaning more towards serious, maybe little internet money chains, just like all types.
Oh, yeah.
Hey man,
Yeah.
I ordered the Glowforge, so that's a laser, machine, all that stuff, and I'm making my own channel with like merchandise and all that stuff. So if you ever need help with like prototypes or cutting out certain things, so you don't need to spend the money somewhere else like crazy, I'm willing to help you, bro. That's easy.
Appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Is to get these prototypes, or just like whatever idea you have, to see it in person, like to see how it looks. A lot of these companies out there, they'll charge your arm and a leg just to get prototypes, and I probably could help you out with that pretty cheap.
Thanks, man. I appreciate
like stupid cheap. Yeah.
Marco the Hexican, everybody.
Right.
Yep. And if you actually need to make it a jeweler, like, call me. Let me know. I'll call some. I know someone too that's done some people's pieces.
Like an actual like internet money.
Yeah, like
dope, bro. Why not?
Like the
You gotta
like,
get one, KG.
I'm not gonna dox the guy.
1.2 million, man. Come on.
Let me just tell you, the back-sided piece that he showed me he's doing for Hex and Pulse.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Yeah. I see it.
Really nice.
Yeah,
really
nice.
nice.
He's on Twitter, right? That guy.
He's from my. There's one guy from UK.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then there's another guy from my city, and the guy from my city, I know.
Pay me internet money. That's funny.
I will.
Yeah.
Hey, so I accept it.
That's what I'm imagining. So, like, tell me if I'm just crazy here, KG. But I know we kind of talked about the price, and when that burn function comes in, it could push it up long term. But if it really wants to be peer to peer, right? Like it's kind of something I wouldn't mind getting rid of to send money to somebody. Does that make sense or no?
Oh, it does. It does. Right. If you don't buy it as a speculative instrument, you're not going to have that like attachment, like Hex, for example, because internet money should be a very liquid token, right? It's being sent, it's being sold, it's being bought to pay people. Like it should have a high volume theoretically.
Yeah, it should touch your hand. It should leave your hand.
Yeah, because it won't have that much of a like. It won't like you said. It's not how volatile is it going to be. If there's a lot of liquidity because of the need of that, I don't see it going crazy high. It could go crazy high, but then when it goes crazy high, that's when you lose your liquidity, right? In a sense. Well, the way
if it goes high, you get more liquidity.
The higher the price, the more.
No, you get you would have lower of it, so you would be rarer, right? And you would have more of the other one, so you would need the other one. Then that's what I'm trying to say. Like it's just if it gets higher, well then perfect, people make money. But if it stays low, which is good because you're saying that you could buy more of it and get more of a percentage to receive the was it? Sorry, IMD. You said?
Nope, different tokens.
Yeah, I know.
I am IMD.
But you could still get it, right? So it would still be good to take that and put it in for the other one, right?
Oh, I see. Right. You could buy IMD, yeah.
Because
And
you're
then
saying that you also take a treasury, right? So if you take a percentage, and if I understood correctly, I'm just trying to do the whole game theory in my head. And please tell me if I'm wrong, because I'm really liking the game theory in my head. Because I'm crazy. I just go crazy. Ask Rome. I just get
I couldn't tell.
so much game theory. But that's cool. I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, if it's a low price, it'll have more liquidity, so it'll be more easier to trade, and people will want to trade it more. And it's good. It'll be paired to a lot of things. If it has high liquidity, everyone made money. You know what I mean? And it'll be a store of value for the coin and your profile. Well, not profile, for the whole project.
Sure.
Who's gonna get the first IM tattoo in the community?
Hey, that's dope because you'll be like, listen, KG, nothing against you guys. If something, God forbid, happens wrong, right? But no, that's Mario. That's Mario logo. That's the coin from Mario, right? Like or something like you can't go wrong, guys. So go get your tattoo, man.
But don't people underestimate like that. I didn't the Hex logo, right? Oh, I got one right here. I didn't know. Like I until Richard said up and to the right and how you get more over time by holding it. Like that is an amazing logo.
Yeah, and then the temperature too. If you notice, it gets hotter and hotter. That's the temperature of like flames. If you notice the color pattern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know that. Yeah.
Well, I didn't know any of that. So like the logos do matter, right? Marketing, all that shit. Logos are amazing. And who's not going to recognize KGs?
Yeah, that's just dope.
It's
so simple that it's just so good.
I know, man. It's beautiful.
It's hard to say that nobody has that yet, right? Or even a name. Like that's, bro. You guys rolled the dice on that and just lucked out, man.
It's probably because people in the crypto space are trying to be like all these complex, crazy things. And it's like, well, internet money and an 8-bit coin. Like, what do you mean? Like, it's like we went so hard, so fast that we missed the first steps. It's like if we were playing Mario, this is one of my favorite analogies to tell. You can't get to the top of the flagpole by jumping from the floor. But in this example, it's like they just jumped over the first few steps. They just didn't even bother going on the first steps. They just went boop. So we just picked up what people jumped over.
Good job, man. That's a good logo.
And it's
good name.
And the idea, the whole idea from both tokens just is simple, right? Like simplicity is best. And Famous mentioned game theory there earlier, but I just think it's basic's the wrong word because I just think
it's not an insult. It's fine.
Yeah, I don't mean it saying it as a bad way. I just mean the simplicity of it is kind of refreshing. It's like, hey, this is what the IM token does. We're going to have a burn function that people can go in and you can vote when you want to burn. And then your IMD is just your dividend payout. And that's it. So do you foresee in the future, I guess you can't change anything, right? Because it's all going to be immutable out of the gate.
Yes, IM is immutable. IMD, we're still working through coding that, and obviously we want to do our very best to have no admin keys there. But with the dividends being paid out, there may or may not have to be admin keys. But as of right now, it's looking like no admin keys will exist, and that's very, very important to us. But
we got a question for you here. If I know you mentioned it earlier, but they're asking what's the vote to burn.
So
go over that again.
Sure. So IM on Pulsechain will, for every IM bought, a certain amount of IM will be subject to be burned. The holders of IM, if you own at least $42 USD, not Canadian, of IM, then
whatever, man, whatever, bro.
$42 USD, you can vote to burn the amount of IM that was bought that quarter or not. If the community votes to not burn the following quarter, it still keeps going up, total IM bought, but the rate of IM increases. So maxing out at the fourth quarter at a total of 1-to-1. So if over the course of a year, let's say 5 trillion IM was bought, and it's not even unique buys, the same IM can be bought and sold over and over again, theoretically. So if 5 trillion is bought over the course of a year, 5 trillion is being burnt from the vault wallet.
That's
So
dope.
over time, it's going to become increasingly more
So
decentralized.
it's similar to what PulseX is doing when, you know, that anybody could go and function the burn feature, but this time with a vote for the community. Pretty cool.
Yep.
Yeah, so you might not burn every week. You might prolong the burn if
Yeah.
everyone votes.
Well,
So-
they said quarterly, so it's
Quarterly, yeah.
yeah.
Did you, so
Every-
you said that it carries over in a way that it amplifies the amount that gets burned later on, or it just so happens to be that you didn't burn it, so there's more that will be burned because of that.
No, so it's actually the first quarter. It's for every IM bought, 0.1 IM gets burned. Now, if you vote to not burn, you're still building up the total that has been bought, but now it's 0.3 gets burned. And then the next
Ooh.
quarter, it's 0.65. And then at the
Hmm.
final quarter, it's 1
So
to
you
1.
add a game theory to this. I like that.
Delayed
So the
notification.
369, that 369, I like that in a way.
It's like people
kinda
want
like-
to burn, but like, hey, you want the biggest bang for your buck? Let's just wait to the fourth quarter.
Exactly.
And it's not like it would come from a community who knows about delayed gratification.
Exactly. Interesting.
Exactly. And another cool thing
that.
is like, yeah, there's some game theory, but this is also, you know, we added this A to make our token deflationary, B, make it as a marketing event, keep the community involved and engaged, and C, the game theory is palatable enough to introduce those new crypto users into what game theory is.
I like it. I like it. And it's almost like a DAO in some sense. So you
Yes,
kind of
yes,
think
it
about
is.
it. A DAO
Yeah.
slash burn. Oh,
Yes.
interesting. My head is spinning. Okay, cool.
So you're gonna have fees to vote then, right? Obviously, I guess for the like network fees to vote.
Probably.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, if it's on Pulsechain, it's gonna be like stupid cheap anyway. So
Exactly.
Yeah.
it's
Exactly.
like whatever. Yeah.
I
That's
can't
awesome,
wait.
man.
That's my
Better for Pulsechain, extra transaction.
Yeah,
Yep.
think about it, right? It's
It is, man. It is. Like, think about it, man. It is. Anything that you have to go from one coin to the other, it helps us.
Yeah.
It helps
And-
everything.
Listen, anything that moves in Pulsechain, we get paid.
100%.
That's the way I see it.
Exactly.
Doesn't matter what transaction it is, buy, sell, withdraw, transfer. Just touch your account, we're getting paid. So I'm good with that.
Exactly. And think about that. We give people free Pulse and free IM when they download the wallet. Now they take that IM. Let's say they just want to play around and they swap into Hex, they swap into whatever they want. Pulse burned.
Yep.
So every user we bring in that interacts with the
It's
wallet,
Pulse burned.
pumps everyone's
Yep.
bags over and over again forever.
I can't wait to see the metrics on this thing after you guys launch for like a month, just to see your user base grow.
It's gonna be great. I think it'd be cool. It's unique, another unique way of doing things and onboarding. So, and the way so far from what I'm hearing, I like it. Simple, not complicated. Brings adoption. That's the biggest, more important thing. Yeah, I like it. And your target audience is very wide. It's not, advanced, immediate, or intermediate folks. No, it's from beginning all the way to advanced.
Noobs of the noobs.
Yeah, I like
Yep.
it.
The
Right.
$25 that the $25 referral from Crow went a long way for them, man. So
Yeah.
that's gonna be really
Think
good
of
for
like-
you guys.
Well,
Think of-
Coinbase,
it
all
went
of them, they
wrong.
all did it.
Yeah,
$10
100%.
Bitcoin, $5 Bitcoin,
right
Gemini,
away, like
$10
as soon as-
Bitcoin.
No, but that was
No
if someone
question.
bought. That was if someone bought it, the CRO was just for bringing someone in.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah,
So
sure.
it once they started really putting that in where you get the money right away and you didn't have to lock it in. I remember it just the coins started going like that, and then people obviously put their money in. But I really like it because it's like, hey, I could even just get free money every time, even though it's
Yeah.
not much. But it's like I could always have transaction money in the wallet. All I need to do is send money to it, and I could always use his wallets too, and I don't have to worry about sending that one pulse or two pulse ruining my nice beautiful million or 10 million or 100 million stack. So yeah,
It's just cool that it's going to be the first app with an airdrop or claim function that's immediately decentralized off the hop.
100%.
So I'm
And-
just curious. So will your wallet will it connect to majority of other things, or is just something just to hold? Is it going to be like similar to like what MetaMask is, where MetaMask has to connect to everything to be able to interact with it and use? Is it going to be something similar to that too?
as in like supporting additional chains.
Yeah. So like, yeah, for example, like, MetaMask, you could go to pulsex.com, you could go to this, you could do that, you could interact. It's going to be the exact same thing, right? It's not going to just be a wallet where it just holds the coins and that's it, right?
So are you, sorry to clarify, are you
of
asking
course.
about a browser within the wallet?
No, not browser itself. So you know how certain wallets, right? They just hold the coins and that's it. And then to be able to interact with like other programs, other sites, sometimes you had to like export your coins to another main wallet and then to use it.
Gotcha.
You know how like MetaMask is the main poncho, is the
Yeah.
main guy, right?
Yes.
And it could connect to all sites. It could connect to anything. It could use anything. Like, you go to the right, click connect, and you get to use your money from there. Is your thing going to be doing that too and all that?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's gonna be a hot wallet interactive, DApp
Excellent.
interactive.
Okay, good. So even better.
Yes.
Okay. Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
Because it will also be a browser extension as well as an Android and iOS app.
Will you have a desktop?
Well, through a browser extension, yes.
Okay.
Not maybe
Not desktop. Not
not
desktop.
like-
desktop.
maybe
like
maybe in
Exodus.
the future. Maybe.
Okay, cool.
Now, the reason why I'm asking, right? So you know how like in PulseX, you guys all play with the testnet, right? PulseX. I assume?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yep,
So you know
yep.
how when you want to stake your PulseX and the limit was only 10 million coins you could play with? That's it.
Mhm.
I was like, well, damn, I got to make like 10 MetaMask. Well, why make 10 MetaMask? I'm gonna make 10 of your coins, your accounts, right?
Yep.
And at the same time, get some free little money, all right?
Yeah. Well,
And,
to be
Mhm.
clear, it's
Mhm.
per seed, not per address.
Well, that's fine. I'll make a whole brand new account. Send the
Okay,
money
there
over
you
there. Make
There
a
you
new
go.
account. Send the money over there. Why
There
use
you go.
MetaMask then, right?
Yeah.
So,
Exactly.
and then not only that, but then yours has additional functions. And not only that, I can always in each account, right? I'm just game theory. I game theory like this. Then each account I make, I can always purchase some more of your coin, leave it there, or some more yield on that, right? And get the PRT token, split it up. Yeah, it's almost game theory.
Dude,
Yeah.
and that's the beauty of IMD. Like, if
Interesting.
it yields you passive income in the form of the native currency without staking or locking up or delegating, all you have to do is hold it. And
Well, it's fair.
say again.
Sorry, I'll tell you. I was gonna keep going. I'll tell you after, but I was just gonna say it's fair. I mean, when we see all these yields and returns you can get in crypto, and people think it's a scam, they don't want to take the time to learn to understand where they're actually coming from.
Right.
Right. So when you're transacting through MetaMask, they're paying exchange fees. They're just going to the holders of the coin now. It's their fair system.
Exactly. And then we also have plans for, as we extend to additional EVMs, launching IMD on those chains as well. And so giving people the ability to have different holdings on, let's say, Pulsechain, Ethereum, Binance, and then earning passive income in the form of ETH, BNB, PLS. Like, it's going to be incredible.
Okay.
That is actually gonna be sick.
That's gonna be crazy to watch.
I like what I'm hearing because listen,
What are
I'm a
your
game
biggest-
theory guy, so
What are
I
your
like what I'm
biggest
hearing.
fears? Do you have any fears, KG?
Well, I'm very
What's your
passionate.
Black Swan event?
Well, yeah, let's talk about this, right? So we talked about all the positives and all the things it could do, right? What's the worst case scenario right now that you guys are scared of or stuff like that? That at least you're paying attention to, like what it could be, because you always got to pros and cons of things, right? What would that be?
Well, I mean, on a human level, I'm very passionate about this. The team's very passionate about this. So if it somehow does fail, it's gonna be a very sad day. But it's like, again, to flip it back to a positive, I just don't see how it's going to fail because we are so passionate about it. And every time we hit an obstacle, we live by this motto. I see only the objective. The obstacle must give way. And that's just it every single time. We're just
Like that.
It just
Did that
I
with my
don't
wife.
it's a good one. I'm not even trying to be a moon boy. I just truly don't see a lot of negatives other than the one I just expressed.
Gotcha. And I'm not sure if you guys explained them. I'm sorry to cut you off. Did you guys have an order for this yet? Or are you planning to? Or not everything has to have one, right? But is that something that was in the works, or you was caring for it, or?
Absolutely. We'll have an audit for internet money dividend, and the wallet itself.
Awesome. Good job.
Nice.
Good job. No AMA keys. Okay, cool. Awesome. Good job.
So I'll be
man.
the one to ask. I'll be the one to ask this question. Don't take it wrong, KG.
I'm already taking it wrong.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. Now I'm gonna say
Where,
it
where
with
do
the
we find
best.
you if you steal on money, bro? No, I'm just messing with you.
No, I'm just gonna ask, like, what's in it for you guys? Like, is there like a percentage going to devs? Like, what's in it for you guys? Like, besides obviously entering your own coin
And that's
being part of.
that's absolutely okay. You
Yeah, you gotta get paid. Gotta get paid.
Because listen, in the Twitter chats, the problem with most things in the Twitter chats is if you don't come and talk about it, we assume that people assume, right? And that's one big question that everyone wants to know when it comes to sacrificing and projects coming on. It's what is in it for you. So it could be, and you don't have to answer this, by the way. I completely understand if you don't want to, because it's no what does Richard say? Don't take nothing from the work. No, exactly, from the works of others. Yeah.
Sure. So I'm happy to answer.
Where is the ETH gonna go?
What?
Oh, the pulse.
No. So ultimately, like I said earlier, there's 78% of the IMD supply went to the sacrifice set. Cool. That means there's 22% that you have no expectations of. So, and we are also launching IMD on future chains. So we stand, if the wallet is successful, we're getting fees too. Perfect. And it doesn't impact our holders, because if we ever had to sell a coin to profit, then it would be the native coin to the blockchain. Now you could say, okay, well, what if you sell IMD? Well, it does. Like, this is another beautiful thing about IMD in the game theory. The price of it doesn't matter, because
it's a percentage.
Well, it's because you're yielding the percentage.
You're
getting exactly.
So it doesn't matter how much the coin. If it's lower, it actually costs you less to get more percentage.
Exactly.
And get
the
more
most important
money.
thing is just get as many coins as you can and hold on as long as you can.
That's what I was gonna say when you mentioned the Moon Boy or it mooning or whatever. It's like it kind of doesn't really need to, right? Because the utility is so nice. Like just being able to have people access to their wallet on their phone right away, onboard people right away, and then it's just kind of there.
You actually almost would love this if this was actually almost like a stable type of coin, like movement wise, right? Because then it becomes a money where it becomes similar, where you can use it everywhere. Like you said, you want this coin to be everybody's hands, off their hands, on their hands, off their hands, right?
Yep.
What's better than a stable coin type of feeling, right?
Sure.
Yeah, this is great. I'm liking what I'm hearing. Like this is great. Yeah.
And IM could very well be, and one word we've been throwing around with IM is stable-ish coin.
Yeah.
Because
that's okay.
And then you, because it's not going to be pegged to the dollar, so it won't be an even dollar.
Yeah, exactly.
But not yet. But it'll be stable-ish, and it's also cool, right? Because you could stay bullish. So we're kind of branding it as a stable-ish coin to the crypto nerds.
Okay.
Are you afraid of getting centralized? Oh, sorry. Go Hex Morgan.
No, you go.
Are you afraid that someone's gonna come in and just buy up the token and just like a JP Morgan style shit? Like, are you afraid of that?
Oh, and to jump on your question before you answer that, and this is a perfect question. Benevolent whale type of movement, or you guys might be big. Of course, no expectation of work of others, blah blah. Are you guys be doing something similar to that, where like it's perfect what he just said? If somebody tries to come over here, buy the whole supply and try to dump it, is there something you guys are doing to almost protect that, just like the OA address does, in some sense?
So, okay, are we talking about IM or IMD?
I'm talking about the wallet, like in itself, where like because I don't know how to propose this, because I don't know if nodes have to do with anything because of the Infura thing, like the whole problem with MetaMask right now.
Mm-hmm.
Would there be a way for someone to create and make the wallet centralized, like the way we're fearing that MetaMask is? I don't know if that's a good question, if the way I said it, because I don't know, because I'm not too familiar exactly how it is, but from what I understand, it's kind of becoming centralized MetaMask.
Yeah, because JP Morgan bought MetaMask, if I'm not mistaken.
They took a percentage, but also they own the nodes, right? So if they own the nodes and the percentage of the wallet, then that's what I'm trying to get at, where maybe you guys probably did foreshadow this. That's why there's tokens that are apart from the wallet. But is there a way for someone like not us, but like another player to come in and screw things up for everyone?
I guess if we sell out, yeah. But other than that, because if
in other words, is there a decentralized way for someone to come in and say, I'm going to centralize it now, regardless of
Centrally
buying?
owned?
Yeah.
You mean
No.
like central ownership?
Yeah.
No,
Like,
even if they owned, let's just say theoretically one person owned the 100% of the so IM is completely separate from the wallet other than giving the airdrops. But let's say somebody comes in and gets 100% of the IMD supply, that represents 100% of the fees that the wallet is generating. Even in that reality, they still can't take over the wallet project itself. They would just own the fees that are, so they can't actually own the wallet unless we as a company give up rights to the wallet, which we're not going to do. So it's, yeah.
do you have to choose a node like the way Infura works? Like, do you have to, like, are you going to pick a specific? I don't know. I don't know. This is some part that I really don't understand. So you choose the node, right? Like Infura, we have it it's in our RPC. So are you going to be choosing a specific node or validator for the wallet, or is it just going to choose whichever works?
That's a great question, and I'm going to give that one to the developers because I don't have the answer.
That's a good one.
I don't have the answer.
Yeah,
for that one.
write that one down so you don't forget.
Good one, famous.
Yeah,
Thanks.
yeah, I will.
All right.
Definitely.
I'll probably lose the paper, to be honest.
Get the
No,
devs
I
on
got
here
you. I
right
got you.
now.
I got you.
But whenever come in the chat in the Twitter Spaces and just remind me about the question. Be like, hey, remember that question? That's a really good question, because it's not that it's not you guys. It's like the whole problem of, like, if this becomes massive, especially that, you know, most of these I can't even use it. I don't know. Yeah, these motherfucking exchanges, they have most of the ETH, right? They have most of all the coins, whether we like it or not. So if they want to come in, I've always knew that they're going to come in. We want them to come in, right? Because, like, we're putting them against the wall. But for that wallet, it would be good to know that, because it's like, how could we help you guys, like, as a community, to come in and say, okay, well, no, let's make sure, like, I don't know, one of the validators, you know, or one of the nodes that's being put up, it's like we know that node as a community is not going to be taken over, right? And then we could help and, you know, delegate our funds to that node so it could be a better, you know, I don't know, but that would kind of be centralized in a way. But decentralized, this whole term, how I want to place this question is a bit complicated, because it's like, I just don't want to happen what happened with MetaMask again. So, like, how could we fix that, you know? Or is there a way for you guys to say, no, that won't happen?
Even right now with MetaMask, you can just change. You can change that, even if you were impacted by it. So I theoretically will probably just offer the same thing. If one of those links gets compromised, like Infura did, having the option to change the link.
But it is better, because you're, you know, like you said, if you sell out, well, then you won't tell us. If you don't sell out, well, you will tell us, because you'll be like, hey guys, like, by the way, like, you're getting screwed by these people. Make sure, you know, you change your note, because or the link or whatever. I don't know how you guys would do it, but okay, cool.
Sure.
Ask them.
I will definitely, yes. Well,
please.
And maybe that's an answer we don't have yet, but I will. Yes. There will become a point in time where we have the in-depth answers to every single one of these questions.
I'm sorry, man.
No.
I got you on
Thanks for asking.
These are questions we gotta ask, man.
Is there a UI or anything yet that we can see? Like, do we know what the app looks like? Is that coming in the near future?
We hope to have something to interact with. I mean, sooner than later. I'm sorry, I'm being vague on timelines, but we're gonna have some official updates out soon.
Oh, take the time, man. Make a good project. You know, I think this community is one of the communities that understands that. You know, take the time. Take the time. Get it right. You know, don't rush nothing, because to us it looks sketchy when someone rushes it. It's like, why did they rush it? You know, like, why did it come out perfectly? You know, like, they took their time. That's wonderful. You know, that's how we feel
This is one of those realities where the delayed gratification is going to pay off. We're going to create
100%.
something beautiful. So, and it's going to be like, oh man, just a quick side note. Like, another thing I love about our project too is, like, go to the App Store right now, type in crypto wallet. you're going to see all these wallets, right?
Sure, right
None
now.
of them make sense. I mean, you'll see like Bitcoin wallet. You might see crypto.com. You know, you see some things. Crypto.com, they're the closest with the good brand. But all these other wallets just don't resonate with people. It doesn't make sense. MetaMask, we know it. But to a no coiner, what the hell is MetaMask? So it's like when someone goes and searches crypto wallet and sees internet money wallet.
Hey, I just checked internet money and there's nothing about money. Look, it's like
No.
Lloyd's Bank,
No.
mobile banking. Then they have talk radio. Like you're gonna be number one on it. You're gonna literally be at the top. Smile in the internet bank, internet cafe business. Look, it's not even internet money. I just put internet money as like a.
Exactly.
That's gonna be awesome. You guys are gonna pop up first.
Listen, you was able to get a beautiful logo, a beautiful name. It's meant to be, right? Like
Yeah.
not many people luck out that quick, that easy to find something that makes sense, you know. So and then the
Who
website looks
designed it?
great, you know. So good job,
Yeah, who
guys.
designed the logo?
Who designed it?
Yeah, was it you?
Mario.
It was honestly someone we found on the internet in the early days.
No,
Wait,
So
that's
how many-
good though. Lucky
How many
guy.
versions did you go through? Was it like you got with the first version you liked it, or did you change a lot of stuff?
oh, it was honestly, it was like that. I was like, hey, here's what we're thinking. Oh, I can do that. Oh, you did it. That's perfect. Awesome. You read my mind. Thanks.
That's dope.
Again, simple. And look, I'm not offended when people use the word simple to describe our project. That's our brand, and I'm proud to be simple.
No, it's
Maybe I'll
hard.
make
Simple is hard. That's what I tried to get to say earlier. Is like that's why I just said basic was the wrong word, because simplicity is hard, especially when you're a smart guy like you and you know all these things you could put into it. It's like cooking, right? It's like you have all access to all these ingredients you can use. Yeah, but if you overdo it, it's not really going to work anymore.
It just tastes like spices. Don't even taste the food anymore.
Yeah, simple and technology is very hard to make, man. Simple
Yeah,
and
simplicity
technology is always
is
hard.
tough.
Always hard. There's nothing simple in technology.
No, good job with that.
Thanks.
Good job with that.
I
Honestly.
can't wait. I can't wait to get the black shirt with the token on it. That'll look awesome. But your
Man, the black
marketing
hood's
is-
gonna be tough.
Yeah, a lot of people don't think it's Bitcoin real quick, and they look at it like, what is that?
Yeah.
That's internet money. That's Bitcoin. No. That's internet money, you know?
That's even cool. Like, if
No,
we
I
could
understand it's
associate
internet
with
money, but what is it?
Bitcoin-
It's internet money. You know, it's gonna be great.
Yeah, exactly.
Should literally troll them and just put a B on it and just be like, yeah, man, it's internet money.
Right?
And
It's
just
like
troll
that
them
moment.
like,
Dude,
hey, it's crypto,
sweet.
right? Yeah, it's
Bitcoin.
Bitcoin. Oh my god, it's cheaper, man. It's like 5 zeros. Whoa, there must be a hack, dude. We're fucking rich, man.
I got 20,000 of them, man, for $5, bro.
Oh,
You get more than that. There's a lot. What's the supply of it? It's like how many quadrillion or something, isn't it? Or 4
No,
trillion?
there's 420 trillion, but
oh,
most
let's go.
There you
Yeah,
go. There you go. 420.
420
Hmm.
trill,
Oh, I'm buying heavy now.
Why? I wonder why.
bro. Yeah, no correlation there at all. But
yeah, right. Okay, bud.
About what? What are you talking about?
hey, look, let's change the subject. So about 96% of that supply though is in our vault wallet, which is going to inevitably be burned. So it
Nice.
sounds like a lot, but the actual circulating supply is only 17.5 trillion right now.
Hmm.
So it's
Get them while they're hot. Get them while they're hot.
KG, are y'all thinking about doing any type of share referral link type thing, similar to Stake an App, or y'all deciding not to do anything like that?
You read, dude? We were literally deep in discussion about that today. We want to do it. Let's say that we want to do it, but it presents a logistical problem that we're working through, because if we set aside X amount of tokens to be airdropped to the new users, then when the referral link is shared, it's a fluctuating variable that you can't account for, because what if there's one referrer, or what if there's 10,000? Then it could cut into how many people may or may not be able to be airdropped. So we're just working out the logistics of it.
Technology is not simple.
It's not. See, but here's the thing. is we go through all this complexity so that to the end user it can be simple, because that's what we want. We don't even want people. Well, sure we don't want people knowing we have these discussions. We want them to be like, we want our stuff to be fast, clean, simple. Boom.
Right.
That's perfect though. Like that's why like that we call it the plug and play thing, right? Download the app, you're ready to go. Boom, there's your address. They can receive funds, send funds. Like it's a perfect onboarding tool, and it's for Pulse, which is the best part. And then if you branch out to other chains, like sky's the limit for you guys.
We branch out to people. Branch out to people.
Exactly. All over the world, giving away money.
Do you think Apple Store or Google Store is gonna like be assholes to you guys for like giving free money like that?
They can't decide though, right? Because once the wallet's there, if it's an airdrop, they don't really know. It's decentralized.
Well, we'll stop Crow from doing it then, you know, and these guys, you know, everybody else doing something.
They have a license though.
Well, the thing with Crow and the other companies that do it. See, I when I was introduced to CRO, yes, it was that $25 free, but in order to get that, you had to
KYC.
You had to do KYC, but you also had to like get their lowest tier debit card. For like, so I never saw the days of the actual truly free Crow. It was just, so basically you had to pay $400 to get it. Now there are some stipulations in the App Store that you're not allowed to give away free money, but so there's got to be loopholes, and we're figuring those out.
Yeah, because I heard about a bunch of things with Fortnite where it's like in-game currency. Or like in currency, right? Because it would technically fall into there because you're giving it to them. They would take a cut of it. I think, if I'm not mistaken, if that's what happens. So I don't know. I just wanted to bring it up because I was like, man, like if maybe you went through it already, but yeah, I don't know. So would you be like, well, we're gonna provide, like, you know how Binance? Well, I don't know if you know, but you know how like the apps used to have like a web app download. Is that possible for the app too? In case you guys get like App Store says, no, man, sorry, we don't want you guys here.
Yeah,
there's
so
obviously a way around it.
Yeah, we'll have the browser extension, but also it's like, you know, a loophole could be as simple as, okay, we can't give free currency for downloading. Okay, well then I'll give you free currency for clicking this box. So click this box. Here's your reward.
Okay, cool.
You know, you could easily get around that loophole.
Because like, what if you downloaded the app and then you left it there, and somebody sent you received your free airdrop.
Exactly.
From whatever. It's like, okay, well, that's not has nothing to do with IM. I just received an airdrop. The Apple Store can't do anything about that, even if you have to wait a certain amount of time. Like,
no, it's just because they're assholes, man. At some point, it's
everybody wants
they're assholes. So I just wanted to see if they were like, you know, had an extra, like, say, oh no, if that happens, then we'll have a web download where you click the download and it downloads the app onto your phone and stuff like that, or. That's possible too.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Right. Okay, I see. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Like you can do it. No, I get it. I get what you're saying.
Because the old way of downloading Binance, you had to go on their forum and there was a link, and then you click the link, you went into the settings, then you allowed the program to download the program, and then whatever. It's a long concept, but I was just saying, is you think that you'll make it like, yeah, no problem, we'll create that. It's just because at my end, it's like App Store free. They're gonna want to cut. Like in my head, it's like they're gonna be an asshole for no fucking reason. You know what I mean? Like maybe these other apps, because that's why maybe there isn't people doing that. But I was just wondering. That's cool. I hope everything goes well because they're assholes at the end of the day.
Well, maybe it'll be something you just can't advertise in the store when you download it. Like download now and receive 2 free airdrops of Pulse and IM. Is IM that you're getting for free or IMD?
IM,
right? IM, right? Yeah. So maybe it'll just have to be a word of mouth thing with that at the beginning.
Right. Again, we see only the objective. The obstacle must give way. We will find a way through it, over it, under it, blowing it up, whatever we got to do. We'll find a way.
You should literally check out with the see with, like, you know, the wallets, if you can engrave the logo on the wallets of like Ledger and stuff like that and have like, you know.
Oh, that's a great idea. I love that idea.
Because
an iPhone case.
Yeah.
That too. That's probably the easiest thing to do because there's no security and you could buy the iPhone cases yourself. But I'm saying, you know, for the ledgers, I know they do that where it's like you become an affiliate and it's like they allow you to like engrave your shit on it. So that was an idea. I just want to say.
No, one thing we really want to do too is like integrate the Ledger Nano X into the app because
Because it's
even
on the
though
phone.
exactly, so even though
Yeah.
Bluetooth hardware wallets isn't the best practice, it's better than nothing. So
Right,
it's like, man, maybe if we start pumping or pushing the Ledger Nano X on our app, hey, look, let's just look at the engrave the logo. Come on,
Yeah,
it's your internet money edition.
I'm
Either
excited.
way,
for you
they'll
guys,
still
man.
expose it to security to the average no corner, even if they're not down with going on that particular treasure. I'm pretty sure they're gonna look at it, be like, oh, what's this hardware wallet thing? And they probably
Exactly.
go out and look at other stuff, ask more questions, get on more Twitter spaces.
Exactly.
What's that noise? You guys hear that?
My
You
man
guys
broke
hear
his
that, huh?
microphone.
I think that's famous.
We're here.
But it keeps falling. Yo, check this out. Hold up. You see it? Tie wrap? I did break it. I had to tie wrap. I'm getting my Amazon thing. I was like, fuck, I broke it. Gotta tie wrap
You're
it.
spitting too much
Fix
fire,
it.
breaking shit.
No, I always move it, man. I have this like habit of like, I think I need to get a mic where I'm holding it. I'm like, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let's go. Okay. I really need to. For some reason, I can't have this steady mic. Like sometimes it gets me annoyed. I'm just like, yeah, oh yeah. I'm like one of those singers with the big mic, and he just moves it.
You can't
I
keep
forget
still.
who has a mic. I forget who has a mic like that. I think it's Motley who has like it looks like the old type mic. I think it's Motley. I'm not sure. I think it's Motley.
So KG, when the jump to other chains, is it that's not for sure, right? That's just if things go well on Pulse to start out.
Oh no, so the jump to chains to support other chains, that's inevitable. The only question is, will that be in version 1 or not?
Mm-hmm.
So so that's the only question.
Right on.
Yep.
Anybody else got questions for KG about this? We've been talking 2 hours about this.
So far, it's been great, man. Like, I think he's been honest for, what him and his team is trying to do, and the protocols of things, the security of things, the excitement, what's in it for them, what's not. I think it's great, honestly, man. I didn't know much about this. I'm glad I joined. I'm glad I heard. I wish I was able to sacrifice during the time it did, because I would have went big in it. But yeah, trust me, I would have, man.
I sacked.
Thank
And
you.
Good job. And I think it's great, man. I think it'll be good for Pulsechain. I think it'll be good for Hexicans, and I think it's just be good for everybody outside the community. It doesn't have to always be just for us. I think that's what people get. So they're I don't like to say it like this, but they're panties in a bunch, right? It's like you can create something that's not meant for the community, and that's okay. Like, not everything has to be meant for the community. It could be for the greater good of crypto itself, right? People tend to forget, like, Bitcoin, XRP, all these guys, yeah, we might not like these guys, whatever, but they're not the main enemy. The main enemy is the government and fiat, right? Like, that's the main enemy, is fiat, right? So I think the more we get people into crypto, it doesn't matter whether if it could be a different community or not. Sooner or later, that might end up in our community, right? The whole point is to get people on board, get people in the crypto side of things. And I think what you guys are doing is truly remarkable. If it plans out the way you guys are doing it, I hope it does. I think it could be a big, big thing. So, congratulations to you guys.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, and I appreciate you coming on and talking.
Yeah, I think what all the stuff you're doing, it's all going to work, no problem. It's just a matter of getting people on board.
Yeah,
right.
That'll take time.
We see these contracts work all the time, and like you guys aren't going to have any problem with your code. It's just a matter of getting the word out there.
Well, and check this out too. So we have 717 holders of IM currently, and we have
people.
About 1,300 people who sacrificed. So theoretically, that's 1,300 people, so to speak, already on the ground. That's 1,300 downloads theoretically. And if everybody tells a person, that's 2,600, and then it just continues.
It's going to multiply like a virus. It's going to it's just going to spread.
It's going to be, hey, bro, go get it for free. Go get it for free. Go get it for free.
Exactly.
Not
only that.
Very good.
Yeah, I think another very, very important thing that this was brilliant on your side to do things, because I believe you said you're going to give them your coin and a little bit of Pulse. Is that correct?
Correct.
To join, right? So think about it, right? Is there going to be a lot of people that's going to want to be in Pulsechain? And remember, to be able to interact with Pulsechain, you need Pulse coins, right? Like, you need it,
You
right?
have no choice.
So they could go to MetaMask, they could download any other wallet, but they still gotta buy Pulsechain. They still gotta buy. They have to do something to get it, right? You guys are giving them a free ticket to be able to enter. You're like, it's like, yo, here's a club. You can either wait on the long line or here's VIP instantly. You walk into the club. You just did that for them, right? You give them your coin, you give them Pulse. Go ahead, have fun, right? It's like the gateway drug. You did what it's a gateway drug. Let's be real, right? That's what you guys created, the gateway drug for
It's an
Pulse,
appetizer,
right? So,
it's an appetizer.
good job with that. That was brilliant in your end, because like I said, I'm thinking about it. I'm like, okay, what stops people from going to MetaMask, all this stuff? You give them Pulse coins, and they need that to interact, right? If not, go back, get your ass back to Ethereum, right? Like, or go back where you came from. It's genius, bro. Good job.
You couldn't even do this on Ethereum. You couldn't even do this with an Ether
God damn, I didn't know about this before then.
Well, and also too, it's like, so some people could use it as the faucet, and I remember I transacted on Phantom, I believe it was, and or Hubie or one of those weird chains, and the only way I was able to transact in my area was there was a faucet that gave me just enough to do the transaction that I needed to do. So even if, let's say, people hear about the free airdrop and they don't want to actually spend money, or maybe they don't want to bridge in, they hear about this wallet. Okay, they download the wallet. Now they can sell or send or do whatever with all their PRC20s simply by downloading the wallet. So there's another wallet download, there's another internet money holder, there's another person in the Pulse chain ecosystem, and it's just like there's so many use cases.
Yeah, it's like a 4-for-1 deal, right? You get them inside, they get a coin, they get your coin. It's like a express way of joining the protocol, and they burn Pulse at the same time. It's a win. So
I see it as like the next best thing to, like, I think fiat on ramps is what we need more than anything else. But I think this method of onboarding via cell phone and having coins on your device right away is pretty big. Right next to that.
It's instant.
Because don't forget about how gate kept we are to start, right? But now it's like, okay, well, Pulse is coming and people aren't really ready for it. I still don't think. I think it's still underestimated. And now all of a sudden, no one wants to talk about us, but just through boots on the ground, we're going to be onboarding like crazy, especially when this thing drops. Because now you don't need to go. You don't need the exchanges. You don't need any of this stuff. You can just get people in. I'm going to be sending out a lot of my Pulse to people to get them involved. For sure.
I had one more question. I'm not sure you guys answered this or not, right? And I'm not sure if you could answer this, so this like messes up things. So you're gonna give away Pulse. How do you do that? Did you guys and for security you don't need to answer this. Did you guys buy a huge bag ready for deployment to be able to get this to them? Is that something that if a user comes in, like opens a wallet, I open a wallet, do you the system automatically buys a Pulse and gives one Pulse to them? How did you how did you incorporate that with your I guess your system? Like, how does that work?
So it's twofold. So all 4 founders are big Pulse chain sacrificers.
Good. Okay.
So we have Pulse there.
Good.
And then also we have IMD, which generates Pulse. Well, maybe the founders have to take care of the first few thousand downloads, but then it runs itself after that.
Gotcha. And how does it generate Pulse? And if you could explain that part.
Sure. So by holding IMD,
thank you.
Yeah, you get the sorry, let's take a step back. The wallet generates fees when you swap from one PRC20 token to another. Those fees are distributed to the holders of the IMD token.
Got it.
And so there's the 78% of the IMD supply went to the sacrifice set. There's 22% that you have no expectations.
Sure.
So the entity can do a lot of very creative things with that 22%.
Got it. Okay, cool. Okay, I won't ask too much stuff because then it opens up. Okay, good. That's all I need to know. Thank you.
Sure.
Yeah. So for people that your steps for it would be user, and then wallet, and then PulseX. Essentially, if you're going through that exchange. Right, with that wallet.
Are you able to disclose certain? Oh, yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
What are you saying, Marco?
No, that was famous.
Go
ahead, Famous.
I was
Go
I was
ahead,
gonna
Famous.
I was gonna say, are you able to disclose certain dApps that you've already talked with that you're gonna feature your wallet on? Because I know like all wallets might not be featured on dApps, but are there certain dApps that you could say like, yeah, we've talked to them, we're gonna integrate our wallet so like that you could, it'll be usable on those dApps. Is there any you could disclose right now?
dApps
Keep it-
want to
keep-
see.
Yeah, keep
go
it
ahead, go ahead.
personal. No, I would say I'm like certain information like that I wouldn't announce right away because you never know competitors they want to use that against you. You see what I mean? Like
That's why I asked.
yeah.
Is there any that you can disclose, right? Because I'm presuming he doesn't. It's like, well, you'll see when it comes out, right?
yeah, like what
But
exchanges you might want to go to, like stuff like that. Keep to yourself at the moment.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, at this time, yeah, I'm going to side with that. But I will say something cool that we've talked about. It's something I can say.
You never know who's watching.
Yeah, of course.
I understand. I'm being the journalist, at the end of the day.
Of course, yeah, man,
I know the
relax.
people want to hear that. Sorry, man.
No. That's
it's
a
all good.
valid question. Valid question.
We've had discussions with Power City and using internet money in that metaverse, not IMD or the wallet, but using internet money in the metaverse. So that would be really cool. So that's something in line with what you're asking.
Awesome. Nice.
I still can't believe it when he says the internet money. That you guys are
Yeah, man. It's
pissing
like,
me off.
I think of
It's
the,
actually
I think of the
bothering me.
song. I think of the song like internet money, bitch.
Yeah,
No,
it's-
it's
it's-
crazy you
it's
say
perfect.
that. No, it's because
Yeah.
we throw that
It's
around all the
annoying
time.
me. It actually annoys me.
It's funny because you'd be like internet money. They're like, oh yeah, like that crypto Ethereum Bitcoin thing, right? No. Internet money, like our internet money. No, like digital money. No, our internet money. It's just funny,
Yeah.
bro. It's just
Yeah.
it's so great.
Yeah.
It's so great.
And even if
Maybe
you
I'll
Good
get
job,
a
man.
name tag.
Good
Yeah.
job.
and if you do get involved with the metaverse stuff, like what better logo for that?
Exactly.
Oh,
Internet
right?
money.
That's
Like,
so
send me
perfect
some money.
logo
It
for
looks
the
like
metaverse.
it's in the metaverse already.
Exactly. Exactly. So many use
You
cases.
guys
Endless
did
use cases.
good. Good job, man.
I'm gonna have to bounce here in a second, guys. Just to give you a heads up. I just got a
Likewise.
message from the old lady. Over to you.
Yep, I do,
Cool.
unfortunately.
Are you guys staying on then? What's your plan? The rest of you guys? You guys just keep streaming here?
I'm
We
gonna
can stay on
go
for a
to
little
eat
bit.
pretty soon. Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah, I'm down to stream for a little bit.
I'm gonna stream a little longer, and then I gotta go. I gotta
Have some laughs.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna get out of here though. I gotta go take the puppy dogs out.
Yeah,
KG, man, thank you
Pleasure.
so
Thank
much
you,
for
man.
coming on.
Yeah, you
Thank
did great,
man.
man. Thank you for
Yeah,
answering these
thank you so
questions.
much for coming on, KG.
I wish I would have
Yeah,
sacrificed earlier. Hex, Morgan, send me your position, bro. I'll buy your position, bro.
I ain't saying you shit, bud.
Good job, guys.
I'll tell you what. When your kids get that wallet, we'll send it to one of your kids, and then
Yeah, it'd be
you
awesome,
can make
man.
your
Thank
kids
you,
send it to
right?
you. I'll send you some.
Hey,
I'm a
KG,
pretty-
yo,
I'm a
tell your
pretty big
dads,
whale,
man.
though. Let's just say I'm in Pool A, okay?
Good job, man.
And KG, I just got in Pool A, by the way. I was like 17 minutes away. I'm like, shit, on the Binance? What kind of want to play with Binance? I get over there to Binance, got it. I got in. I was
One more
excited.
question. Is the team planning on providing any liquidity on any pools? So if anyone wants to prepare for, or is there a way for us to is there gonna be obviously PLS is gonna be a pool, but is there gonna be like a hex pool? I don't suggest it, but for people wanting to know, it's still a question.
So I have to. So let's separate IM and IMD. For IM, the team will be providing the initial liquidity on Pulsechain.
Nice.
Right now, we plan to have two pools, Pulse and USDL,
Nice.
and
US. Oh, sure.
yep. So again, supporting the community any way we can.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then as far as IMD, the cool thing is that we do not plan to provide liquidity, because then that would mean that we would have to set the initial price. We want, in true decentralized fashion, for the market to set the initial price.
Nice.
So the first, so either IMD is going to be sold over the counter, or someone's going to be the first person to say, I'm willing to sell my IMD for this.
Just
I
like
think
Pulse.
that's going to be just like exactly.
That's exciting, man.
Good job, man. Good job. I'm excited.
Going to be
Yeah,
awesome,
thanks.
man.
Thanks.
Well, you guys,
Appreciate
the rest of you guys, have a good rest of your night. We'll talk to you guys next week.
Yes,
KG,
sir.
man, thanks again, bud. So glad you got to
Yeah,
come on.
appreciate you
for
having me
having
on.
me on.
Yeah,
too.
thank you.
Real quick,
Uh,
can you share your stuff real quick, Morgan and KG? Share y'all's names, websites, real quick, just for everybody one more time.
Oh, keep going.
I saw his face. I knew it was coming.
There we
That was amazing. I thought I was pulled for a second, you sons of bitches. Goodbye. See you guys later.
That was funny.
Yeah,
man.
Hexer Morgan 369. You know, go on there. Don't worry about it. I'm not.
It's
Don't-
just the
don't
funniest
follow me.
man in Hex right there.
Oh, and,
Let's
and
go.
I might be wrong with Crypto Heartbeat tomorrow, so tune into that.
Ooh,
Oh,
nice.
Nice.
Nice. There you go.
Bless
Tell 'em
you,
I say hi.
gentlemen.
Yes, sir. Enjoy.
Peace.
See you guys.
Take care,
See you
guys.
guys next week.
Stay
eh?
safe, bud.
See you guys. Have a good one.
Nardo, what's up, buddy?
Yeah.
Bye. Even.
KG, quick farewell, quick websites, handles, anything coming up.
Sure. So again, thank you guys for having me on. It was cool to actually meet all you guys. I've seen you all out there in the metaverse. So, well, meet you in the metaverse, so to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can all shake hands someday, or whatever that we do now in this weird world.
Absolutely, man.
But yeah, you can find all my links just on my Twitter, brother KDG.
Obviously,
That's
man. Love that profile picture, man. Love that profile picture. It's
Yeah,
fucking
it's good,
nice,
right?
man.
It's dope.
Thanks,
yeah.
bro.
I like it.
Thanks.
Whenever you want, man, stop on by to the Twitter Spaces, man. You're always welcome.
Okay, appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Ciao, man.
Yeah, I think that's it, right,
Yeah.
brother KDG?
Good
That's
job,
it.
buddy.
Yeah. Again, appreciate you having me on. I'm
Give
truly
him a
thankful.
follow on Twitter.
And KG, hey, just tell your dads, man. Good job.
Yeah.
Things like this is not easy. Be committed to the greater cause is not easy, right? But good job, guys. I really, 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 really hope you guys succeed and do wonderful, amazing things. And I definitely will be opening an account for my wife, my kids, wallets for
Nice.
them and stuff like that. So I'm rooting for you, man. Go kill it.
Appreciate you. Truly.
Yeah, kill
Thanks,
it, man.
man.
Yes,
Most
sir.
def.
All right. Y'all have a good night.
Yeah, you
Have
too.
a good night.
Questions,
Thank
bud.
you.
Take care.
Yeah, bye.
All right. So what do you guys want to talk about?
That's great, man. That's great.
That was great, man. That was awesome. I had no idea about that thing. I had no idea about.
I heard it
So-
around like a couple of times here and there and seen it and stuff like that. But I've been so like rabbit hole with Pulse and PulseX and getting my strategy on board and just everything, the life and wives and all that stuff. That I seen
Yeah,
it a couple
life's
times, but I
good.
just didn't have the chance to. And then
Mhm.
I hear this, I'm like, it sounds so fucking good. Like it sounds so good, That's why nowadays you got to give things a chance. You just never know, man. Don't follow the crowd, right? Like, don't get me wrong. I'm pure. I'll say it over and over. I'm Richard Hart, Maxi to thin, through and thin. Just for life, right? And so I'm all about hacks and pulse, that stuff. But you got to keep an open mind for certain things. But of course, they had to reach a certain threshold. No admin keys, bunch of audits, stuff like that. Good roadmap on their shoulders, good people, Hexican, all that stuff. Then I start getting interested, But until then, I don't even bother speaking to me. Like I won't care, I'm just not that type of person. But I wish I would have knew this much sooner. I would have went really, really heavy in something like that. That's just me. So
I mean, it still hasn't
See what
dropped yet,
happens.
so you're still early.
oh yeah, but I'm talking about for the sacrifice. I guess it looks like it's too late for that. But when it
Yeah,
comes out,
yeah.
you best believe I'm gonna throw something in there. Absolutely. I'm not a fool,
Mhm.
100%.
100%.
And like I
Well,
said,
I'm
it's
giving
good
it. I'm
stuff.
giving them all. I'm giving them all a chance. Like I know, personally, what I'm doing should not be done by other people unless they think so the same way for themselves.
Yeah.
But what I'm gonna do, man, is I'm getting what's right now what I can get a copy of. So
Absolutely. Why not?
to me, man, it makes if I'm gonna bridge in anything, everyone
money's
knows
free
what
money.
everyone knows what I'm bridging in. So if you guys want to know, come in the Twitter Spaces. But yeah, right now, man, it's that whole ratio. I heard you say, Marco said. So you said we're going to be able to make Pulse ourselves, right? The ratio pair. Can you explain a bit what you
What do you
said?
mean? What do you mean by that?
So so IMD, right? He says that people are going to come in and provide their first liquidity, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you said the same thing for Pulse. So can you explain?
No, I don't. What are you talking about for internet?
Oh, maybe
money. You talking about or
yeah, for internet money. D. Maybe
Uh-huh.
you didn't realize you said it like that, or maybe you meant something else because you
Mhm.
said that okay, because KG said that they will choose their own the liquidity. So whatever.
the part I
someone
was
wants to sell-
confused on, right? And
Yeah.
I'm still a little bit confused. I'll hit up KG on the side about it or one of the devs. is I know they're gonna be providing Pulse for folks, right? And he said in the beginning they're gonna basically no expectation of others. They gotta protect the way they're wording, FCCs and all that stuff. They're gonna be taking their bags, part of their bags, maybe 5-10% of each person who is a part of the team, and use that to distribute to give people Pulse, and that's more than enough, right? Because
100%.
like I said, just one Pulse will allow you to do tons and tons of transactions, just one. So this I don't think they will ever have to worry for that for a very long time. Especially, let's say, for example, hypothetical, all right, guys, let's put 1 billion Pulse together, right? I think they're set for life, like these guys. The system will get overpacked, overrun by the time they even blow up past that billion Pulse or whatever it is. My thing is, and they say they do run out of that. How he did say the system, I think it was IMD, auto generates Pulse, right? My question was, how does it do that, right? Does it? And I think it's a sense where if it takes a portion of the fee or whatever it was, would it take that fee to buy Pulse, put it in an account, and then that's how it distributes to people?
Well, no, because the transaction fee, there's the transaction fee, and then there's a percent. I think he said the percentage was 0.7 something.
Like 1 something, I think. Point.
I got
something
it.
like that.
It was 0.729%.
Yeah.
So that percentage is going into redistributed to the holders, kind of like PLSX with the automatic buyout.
Yeah.
So that's how they would get the Pulse, right? Because you have to spend Pulse to transact. So that's how they would.
So I think that's how it works. Yeah, you might be right on that, right? So you're the wallet. I make a transaction. Automatically, a portion of the transaction goes to you, right? The wallet.
Yeah.
Now, wallet takes it, puts it on, I guess, in its own little thing, and that's where it's able to keep
dividends. And it does the dividend.
It gets collects, passes it. Okay.
And they probably get like 20% of it, right? Because it's like you said, no expectations. So that would help for maintenance, probably also for their maintenance of their servers.
And chat, I'm not 100% sure. Of course, ask these guys. Don't take my word for it. I have no idea. I'm just speculating for like my knowledge in crypto, like how it might work. But yeah.
But they're probably going to do that. You know what I mean? Yeah. It would make sense too, right? Like who's going to take care of the server? Like, it's okay. I really liked what I heard. Obviously, running the Twitter spaces, there's a lot of people that right now are listening and they're like, "Well, Famous, why are you like that?" I'm just like, you got to give people I always said this. You always got to give people the chance. You got to give projects the chance.
Yeah,
and if you're going all in, then you got to understand, right? No expectations from the work of others. So what are you expecting, right? You shouldn't be expecting anything when you do it. So that's where I'm saying, well, if you want to expect something, we'll go with what's the ultimatum of expectations, right? So
everybody says
I always give them the chance. Always give them the chance, man, because it's not about right now what's bad. It's about later on. It could be good. Even good projects could just go bad. They could just go sour because no one uses it. Because everyone's like, oh, there's something better. So it's just be careful. Help the community out, and just be vigilant, right? Don't just be like, oh, I put my money there and never look at it again, right?
Exactly. I made a tweet the other day. I'm like, a lot of people don't realize like the money they're about to receive. A lot of people are going to be big whales in Pulsechain without realizing it, and it gives them opportunity to be a whale on everything else. A lot of people don't understand that, right? Before everything comes out, understand something. A lot of these communities don't understand Pulse is out yet, right? Yeah. Whether it's Shiba community, Dodge community, all these other communities, right? If you got a big bag in Pulse, a nice big bag, what is throwing at 5,000, 10,000 early before these communities come in and all these coins, and you pick up millions and millions or hundreds of thousands of all those coins, right? Like all those coins you do. Not financial advice, just saying out there, right? Now you have a big slice of the pie in all these communities, right? And you become a big guy, you become bigger, and people get to know you. Now you have a voice in all these communities, and you get to bring them over even more, closer to Hex every single day, closer to Pulsechain every single day, closer to Richard Hart every single day, closer to Hexicans every single day, right? Like, it's like people I don't think people realize like the opportunity they have to like. Imagine you making one investment in, I don't know, in Best Buy. And by making that one investment in Best Buy, now you're able to go become a board of directors and almost the top 15 Fortune 500 companies, right? This is what Pulsechain is allowing you to do. And people don't understand that. You're going to be able to be a big player in all these big communities, and they have no idea it's coming, right? If you play your cards right and you play your things right, you're going to be a big player in crypto. Like you will be. whether it takes 5 years or 10 years. As you see all these Bitcoin guys, all their names are everywhere. Mac, what is it, like Peter McCormick, all these guys, Tony Vays, all these other guys, right? But they're doing it the wrong way, right? But they're big names in crypto, right? In the Bitcoin community, all that stuff. A lot of Hexicans and Pulsechans and all that stuff are going to be those type of players in the future of crypto, right? Learn your terminology now, perfect your craft now, be humble, network market, all that stuff, because when the time comes, guys, we're going to be the big players down the road, right? We're going to have the power to help shift crypto in the right way one more time, before it finally settles in. We have the potential to do that. And that's what I'm planning to do, right? I'm planning to reach out as many people as possible the correct way, teach them the right way, and be a big player in a lot of things, right? My heart and soul is always going to be in Richard Hart products. Hands down, I will always support that. If I had to choose only that, then I'll choose only that. No questions asked, right? But I'm going to be a big player in a lot of things. I'm going to bring all these people over, right? Because at the end of the day, like I said, the main enemy is the fiat, right? And the more people we bring into the ecosystem of crypto and they fall in love with it, the more they get to defend crypto when the time comes, right? That's our army. So, Hexicans, we're a big community, but we're not big enough to fight the rest of the world, right? We got to get there little by little. So that's my goal.
It's crazy, man. That's alpha, man. It's always
Can't
alpha
wait.
Marco, man. I love it.
But it's true, man. It's like, guys,
Yeah.
we have big opportunity, man. Like, and this is like who gets to say in the next 20 years there's gonna be another event like this, right? Where you got in something called Hex that's that powerful early, and then Pulsechain, that PulseX, and a founder that owns all three with the community that he built by his own hands and educated. People don't understand. It's not about the coins or the product or the investment we're in. Is that the way the ecosystem was able, the community around it, and then you had the main poncho, how smart he is. Guys, we hit lightning. Like lightning struck 5 times for us in a row at the right spot every single time. I think that's like the most rarest thing, right? We have Richard Hart. Guys, we could have had any founder. Let's be real. We could have had any type of founder out there. We could have had an Elon Musk. We could have had Charles. We could have had Tony. We could have had Justin Sun. We could have had anybody. We could have all these guys. We ended up with Richard Hart on our lap, right? And then we ended up with Hex, Pulsechain, and PulseX. The guy created an ecosystem in crypto, crypto within crypto, and we're in the middle beyond early. And we was able to get pre-sale of a pre-sale of a pre-sale of it. That's never going to happen again in our lifetime. I'm telling you that. In our lifetimes, never again. Right?
I think he
And
created.
people don't understand that.
I think he created Marco. I think he created a coin or coins that will. How do I explain this? Because like back in the day, it was like you had the market cap of a business, right? You had the market valuation or whatever it was at the stocks, and you look at it and you're like, okay, well, Apple's at 2 trillion, and you look at that, and now you're looking at crypto, and it's like for some reason people are looking at the market cap like, oh, that's how much the business is worth. But when I look at it, I'm like, but why is it so low? Like it's high, but it's not, right? Because we know that, right? It doesn't mean that there's 1 point something trillion, that there's actually $1 trillion in there. But I think it's going to be the first time in history where market cap will not matter. This fucking thing, it won't matter. So we're gonna maybe see like we might have so much fucking money that it's like we won't be able to dump, right? Like the big whales and X, like if.
You won't need to.
You probably can't dump all. You probably can't. You personally, I don't want to say that like that, but some big people at some point, it's like I can't dump all my Hex if I want, even if I wanted to, because it's like that's not how it works. So I think we're
like
all
Elon. He can't dump all his shit in one shot. There's not enough liquidity for him.
If he does, it's
not.
what the fuck's gonna happen? But I think we're gonna have so much because we might be sitting on an asset that later on, when people are gonna talk about it, might have a market cap of 50 trillion, but it's just because that's how much the token is worth. Because that's how much the pairing. You understand what where I'm trying to get at with this? Where it's like now it makes sense because it has to make sense because we're trying to go against the real life. But at one point when we pass it, it's like, oh, $100 trillion market, but it's not really $100 trillion business. It's just the way the coin is worth that market cap. Do you think that
you know why Richard Hart's going to change crypto and they have no choice to bow down to him later on? I'm gonna explain to you really, really easy. Okay.
Please.
So the trend back then was, and this was a trend for all the creators back then, the big players, right? was to fork Bitcoin, right? But Bitcoin was the main thing. So that was a trend for a long time, right? I can make the better Bitcoin. I can make the better Bitcoin.
Yeah,
Then
yeah, for
Ethereum
sure.
came out, right? Then it's like I can make the better Ethereum. I can make the better Ethereum. Then the meme coins came out. I'm gonna make the better meme coin. But the issue with that is the developers and the CEOs or the founders, whatever you want to call them, they only made one product, one thing, one identity, right? Richard Hart created a whole ecosystem. It's like the new trend. It's a new best thing. Another developer can make another coin out there, and now it's good to the point where it's like, that's it. That's all you made, another coin, right? Like Richard Hart just made a coin, a blockchain, a DEX, a community, a wallet. He made like 5 different things, and you come in here with that one thing. For people to try to take the crown for Richard Hart in the future, because he will have the crown.
Yeah,
Let's
but
not
it's
get
gonna
twisted.
be, he has the
They
crown.
will have
My
to
opinion.
copy what he did
Yeah,
and do something even more magical
100%.
beyond that. What else is more magical than what he just did?
It won't be compared. No one will ever be able
understand?
to do it because they'll
Yeah.
have, if they
Yeah.
were to create or do what he did, it's
It's
because
ridiculous.
crypto already has money. And it's
Yeah.
like, well, let's just dump money in this because money is going to get us the best people, the best this, the best that. Fuck it, we have it. We run crypto, right? We're the whales if at that point. But now it's like he did that. And like I remember ICOs, you weren't getting 500, 600 million dollar ICOs, let alone $1 billion for an ICO. And it's like, yo, this man's did it. Look at that.
Stupid, man.
Well, that's
so
including
slow.
his
course.
But it's
too.
still,
Hey,
it
it's
doesn't
still,
matter.
it's still, it's still, it's
40,000
still money,
wallets.
money.
Yo, I don't give a
He
shit.
can still be a buyer. This is when people get confused. He's a buyer just like everybody else. And he's
Yeah.
allowed
Well,
to buy if he wants.
100%. But
And
without him,
sacrifice if he
that's
wants.
us. Without him, that's us.
Right?
Let's just put it like we did $1 billion. Like if we were to talk about how these other coins did it, right? Type of Series B funding where people would come in and say, okay, I'm going to give you Ethereum and you give me your ICO token at the end of the thing. Okay, cool. We're doing it this way. And people don't realize that, holy shit, so many people are willing to do this. Plus, we already are in the game. In 2017, people were never in the game. They're like, oh, it's just coming in ICO stage. Now it's not an ICO stage. Now it's like you were in a crypto or someone you know was in this crypto that has done very well in itself. And then these people are creating it. It's like, I personally, like you said, Marco, there's no one that did it. It was first, let's copy Bitcoin, let's copy ETH. Then on
That's
with the NFTs, the DeFi, and then the NFTs. And now it's like,
Richard Hart said, I'm going to do all that in one shot.
I'm going to do all that.
He did.
Exactly.
Yeah, we got the first mover
And he's
advantage.
fixing all the problems too, man. He's fixing all the problems properly. And it might not be,
And he's taking his time trying to fix it.
it might not be crypto ethical what he's doing, in my opinion, but it's the what needs to be done. It might not be crypto ethical, which is disrupting the market. I don't find it's ethical crypto wise to disrupt the market, but it needs to
That's
disrupt
healthy for the market. Disruption.
because the market, yeah,
need it.
exactly.
You need to shake up every single time. You need involvement. You need innovation. You need that.
It was like the DeFi shakeup. It was like we needed it because there was so many scams. There was so much scams happening, and people were getting in and getting their money stolen so much in BNB that like it needed a reset. And not right now, the DeFi needed to be the NFTs needed to be reset. It was getting out of hand, man. It was getting out of hand, in my opinion.
Dan, you were about to say something? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was just gonna
not trying to
say
cut you
like,
off.
there's hundreds of millionaires from Hex, and in like 5 years they're all gonna be billionaires. So there's gonna be a whole lot of money.
Even the thousandaires, man. Like, go a little bit lower.
I think
How about
sooner
the
than you think. I think
Yeah,
sooner
man.
than you think.
I can't wait to laugh at my friend that is
Sooner than you
$20.
think.
I can't wait for his $20 in PulseX, man, to be worth more than his whole bag that he has right now in crypto. And to me, and look at him and say, you are so salty right now. I know you are. I know you're so. I can't wait because that's where I'm at. And I would love to have people around me to say I would give it a shot because they don't like it's like my arrogance. They don't like the arrogance of Richard Hart because where I'm from, someone who thinks they know more than my friends, they're like, oh, fuck that guy. I'm like, what do you mean fuck that guy? He's intelligent. They're like, no. You know,
And this
they're not.
is like a little tip.
No one
a little
Dude
tip
went
for
to
you
a whole
guys, right?
special school as a child just because he was already advanced IQ wise.
Yeah,
So
I went through what he does. I went through what he did, and that's the same reason why I didn't finish school is because I felt like school was not enough.
It wasn't.
And that's what it was not enough for me, because people, I'm looking at it and I'm like, I see this guy cheat, I see that guy cheat. This guy's from China as a translator. How do I know this guy's not getting all the answers? Because I was in high maths too, so I understand. Like, and it's funny because I used to fix fucking air conditionings too. It's fucking hilarious. So I actually can't wait to speak to Rich. The first thing I'm gonna talk to him and be like, which air conditioning was your favorite at the time? Like, how did it work with the
Yeah,
what was the biggest BTU? Like, you know, I've been talking about so much stuff.
Listen, I used to sell I
Make him
used
laugh.
to sell ACs for a living back then. You know,
the BrandSmart USA
You too?
he talks about.
I didn't make.
Like, by
I
my
used to
house.
sell them big time.
No way. One of
Yeah.
my best friends is in refrigeration, so like I help him. Like, I'm not down with everything. I just see him, you know, do everything. We do the installations, and it's cool, man. It's fucking good money, man. It's good money if you do job ins, man. Especially in Canada, where there's some good
New York City
aeration
is
plant.
amazing money back then. You know.
Yeah. Now
But
with
one thing I want
room,
to let you guys know this, and this is not financial advice for you or anybody in the chat, right? And I know everybody's getting excited for Pulsechain and PulseX and stuff like that, right? And mark my words, I don't think people are looking so far to understand what's about to happen. Don't fall asleep on Hex, guys. Do not fall asleep on Hex. I don't care if it did a 10,000x recently. I don't care about any of that. What people don't realize is this. Hex was in the spotlight for a long time. Now Pulsechain and PulseX is a new kid on the block, right? The new kids on the block. So they're going to get the attention, okay? But you want them to get the attention. But what's going to happen is this, and it's going to happen. The market sooner or later is going to fall to their knees. They're going to bow down to Richard Hart. They're going to fall in love with the guy. They're going to really truly see what he's about. They're going to love his products. But they're always going to ask their first question. What was his first thing that he ever done? And it's going to be Hex. And by then, they're gonna all that FUD, all that bullshit that we're living in right now is all gonna disappear. Because why? They're gonna love Pulsechain. They're going to love PulseX to the point that when they see these articles or hear this stuff, they're gonna watch. They're not even think twice about these stupid articles or all this stuff about the Hex scam anymore. It doesn't matter anymore, right? Richard Hart is gonna prove all that with the biggest tidal wave ever, right? But all the big institutions, all the big banks, all the big players, they're all gonna love PulseX and Pulsechain, all that stuff, but they're not gonna provide them the best yield possible. Hex is T-shares. T-shares is king. Let's not forget that, right? And when they all listen, these people, they throw 200, 300, 400 million dollars, billion, 2, 3, $4 billion. We see it all the time in crypto, right? They invest in these random things. Why they chase yield? I'm telling you guys, it's gonna come when it takes 5 years, 3 years, or 2 years, when everybody starts to fall in love with Richard Hart and Pulsechain's wide mainstream and PulseX is being used and the network's being flawlessly used, all that stuff. Hex is going to explode like no other. And I'm telling you guys that now. I'm just telling you, don't fall asleep. Get all the Hex you can. But when that time comes, everybody's gonna be like, oh my God, I didn't think it could hit these type of numbers. Not financial advice, but it's going to shock the world. Like I'm telling you, man, when the money comes flowing in, it's going to come flowing in. And the thing is this, nothing's going to stop. Do you see that faucet that opens the water? Once that's on, it cannot be shut off. There's not going to be no FUD. There's not going to be no influencer. There's going to be no news article. There's not going to be no exchange that's going to be able to turn that off on Richard Hart. They can't. Once it's on and turned on, that's it. It's over. And Pulsechain is that faucet. And once that's on, that's it.
it's broken.
I'm telling you, man, the money's gonna flow so much.
Yeah.
And once everybody's done having fun with all these other coins and all that stuff and doing the farm and the yields, all that stuff. But don't get me wrong, those yield farms and all that stuff is gonna be great. It's gonna be great money, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sooner or later, they calm down and they become the norm, and it's still gonna be great money. It's gonna be like that. But what's going to beat a T-share? You cannot beat it, right?
Mhm.
And by then, a B share is gonna be the same equivalent at how strong a T-share is. Right. And then down the road, 5, 10, 15 years later, an M share is going to be equivalent to what a B share was. Don't fall asleep on your T shares. It's going to be the game changer of all game changers. Right. I know Hex is a 15, 14 cents. Doesn't seem like it's powerful. It's not what the coin is at the moment. It's what the code is. And code is code, man. And that T-shirt is the code. Don't fall asleep on it. That's all I'm telling y'all. Don't fall asleep on it, man. Because it's going to get crazy. It's going to get crazy. When you start seeing like These amount of monies. I'm telling you, man, if you go online, just see these random coins coming out, these random exchanges, all that stuff. People are just throwing $200-300 million, and then 3-4 months later, it gets hacked, and they just throw another pile of money on it. There's so much money out there, guys. There's so much money. You have no idea the money that could come in flowing, right? And Pulsechain and PulseX is going to be that trap, you know, that what you call it, the plant that eats a fly. It just grabs it and it's over.
The Super Mario thing. The Super Mario
It's
plant.
going to do it, man. It's a fly trap, man. It's going to do it, man. It's going to be crazy, man. Don't fall asleep on it. I'm just saying that, man. And I'm telling you, in 2-3 years from now, even 2 years from now, whatever it takes, we're gonna go back to this video. And we're gonna do an episode. And I'm like, yo, guys, what I say about the episode? You know, episode 7. What I said about that, right? Like, telling you, man, don't fall asleep. It's powerful, man. There's nothing like it. Remember this. People, they could fork PulseX. They could fork Pulsechain. They could fork all that stuff. You cannot fork Hex. It's not available to the public. You can't fork Hex, right? You could fork Pulsechain to get Hex, but you can't copy your own version of Hex and call it something else. You cannot do that. It's stuck with Richard Hart. It's stuck with this community forever. And people tend to forget that, right? It's a diamond of a diamond of a diamond. It's literally what the hex.com diamond is. It's one of a billion. And there will probably never be a something that perfect, that cut that many ways, flawless. Don't fall asleep on it, man. You know. And one last tip I'm gonna give you guys really quick is, you know, I truly feel PulseX is I truly feel Pulsechain might be coming out this month coming up. Well, this month, right? I have a strong feeling it is. No expectations. I don't know anything. I'm just saying. The more I see Richard Hart tweet and the way passionate he gets and how ballsy he's getting little by little, he's about to press a nuke button. He's about to do it, and he's gonna go live. And I highly recommend this. I made a tweet about it earlier. And I'm looking at you dead in the eye, each one of you guys, and chat. Take this extremely serious. Your spouse and your kids, speak to them now. Prepare yourself now, and your spouse have that genuine, real conversation. Go over the math with them. Go over what's possible. Show them the worst case scenario, the advance, and where it could really be. Because guys, you are not ready for this amount of money that's going to come into your life. I'm telling you, I seen money come to family members' lives or friends that destroy them instantly. Get ready for it. Have this conversation. Get prepared. I guarantee you, after you do all that, you're still not going to be prepared. But it's one step closer to getting prepared. But when it happens, guys, your whole world's going to get upside down. Yeah. Your community's going to go on fire, and meaning in a good way. It's going to be crazy emotions. Money's going to be flowing left and right. For the next, if Pulsechain comes out this month, the rest of the year, it's going to be nonstop party for Hexicans and Pulsechans and Richard Hart, and it's going to get crazy and the fun.
Get ready to tell off your boss. Get ready to tell your boss.
It's going to be like a celebration every single day.
100%.
And you're going to see, I'm telling you, you're going to see zeros added to your account instantly, and you're going to want to spend it on this and throw in this and do whatever you want to do. But get your mindset ready, get your priorities ready, get your plan ready, secure your foundation first. Guys, generational wealth, it comes first. Not that Lambo, not that house, not generational wealth comes first. Build your factories. Yes. Build your passive incomes over and over and over. Have 6 factories. Have this factory pumping out $5,000, $10,000, $2,000, $1,000. Every other day is doing that for you. Build that type of system. So you don't never need to worry about anything ever in life again. And God forbid something happens to you, your generation could be okay, right? Guys, please take this serious. It's going to get crazy. I had to have that talk with my wife. I'm telling you. And remember, I'm Marco the Hexican, guys, right? I live this. This is my life. My wife hears me talk nonstop. You think I speak to you guys a lot? I speak to my wife nonstop. I chase her around the house all day, every day. That's my biggest fan, right? And she can't stand my voice anymore, right? But even somebody like that, after all the numbers, all the things that we talk about, when I sat down with her and did the math for her, she's still frozen for like 2 minutes. It was like mind-boggling to her, right? Like she could comprehend what's coming, right? And even when me doing this with her, I kept cracking up because I'm telling myself, yeah, just be cool. Just explain this to her. And inside myself, I want to jump out of my seat. Like, what the fuck? Like, it's coming. Like, all this is about to explode. And even myself, I gotta bring myself to, down to earth, right? Every single time. Guys, just get ready, man. And enjoy the moment, but we deserve this. We deserve this. Enjoy the moment. So I gotta say,
Yeah, my girl doesn't believe me that we're gonna be super rich, but
let them, man. Every time my wife pisses me off, I'm like, wife changing money. And she's like, fuck you. You know,
I
guys,
got my girlfriend a second
coming.
for Pulse X, and I
Good
try
job,
to
man.
explain to her what her balance is and
Yep.
what the strategies are with staking and everything. She's looking at me like, okay, that's fine, that's fine. Like Marco said, get in your head what you want to do, how you want to do it, play on the test net, figure out what liquidity is, see how it works, watch videos on what it means, the pros and the cons with it. If it works for your strategy, go ahead. If it doesn't work, you don't have to do it. There's other strategies you can do to still generate passive income.
You know what's the best strategy too? Like I said it. I'm not sure if it's in this show or I said in the Quant Gang show back then. The best strategy is called the ratchet strategy, right? And I say it that way because when you sit in your hands and you don't do anything, you win, right? Because you're letting everybody else beat each other, everybody else trade against each other, everybody else try to do the bridge, not bridge, all this stuff. But guess what? Yeah, some people might hit them lotto by doing that. You might not. But guess what? At the end of the day, they're all burning the function. And that means your bag, when you sit on it, it's going up little by little. The ratchet strategy. Just chill, relax. The first two, if you got a plan, by all means, execute your plan, do what you got to do. If you don't got a plan, relax, chill. Let the market do its roller coaster effect. Let it get chaotic, all that stuff. Learn from the mistakes of others. It's sad to say, but people are going to mess up their bags. People are going to make the wrong moves. And guess what? When they do, they're going to scream the loudest. And when they scream the loudest, that's how you're going to know what not to do. Right? Just relax. You already won, right? Let them do whatever they got to do. If you don't have a plan, let them do whatever they got to do. And then you engage in your own little plan, right? But at the end of the day, what they're doing, they're burning the pulse chain function, they're burning the PulseX function. You win. So congratulations, guys. You win. That's what you got to do. Don't overthink things, you know? And the last tip I'm going to give folks is this. For folks that complain and they freak out about they're not having, they don't want to stake now because of gas fees and they want to do it and wait for PulseX. Do not do that, right? If you're going to stake, you stake now. You get your free copy.
Yep.
Don't worry about gas fees. Why do you think Richard Hart gave you a free copy to begin with? People forget this. He gave you a free copy so you could take care of your original copy. What I mean by that is this. You stake, you're going to get a free copy of the stake. So when this ends, you have another stake in this side that ends, and most likely they're going to be around similar pricing. Take a little chunk of this from PX and pay off your EHEX, gas fee. Now you get to do it. It's as simple. Not only that, if you don't want to do it that way, you have Hedron on one side, you have Hedron on the other side, right? Yes. If you don't want to do it that way, fine. Stake your PulseX, earn the incentive token. Take that incentive token, take a little portion of that, and pay off the thing. There's literally over 7 different ways you could pay for your gas fees. People are just being naive and they're being lazy. It's so much free money out there you're about to get. Yeah, there's no reason why you should not be staking now. You would never need to worry about gas fees when Pulsechain goes live.
It's a business. Who's gonna think about this, guys? Who's gonna? Why would you create a business, right? Invest in your own business, in a business that has no expenses or very less expenses to go ahead and sell it in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years if it is generating yield, if it is fucking profiting, and if it is self-sufficient. It's like, in crypto, what they usually say in TA is like, when it reaches the 8 or the 9, it usually goes to 10. If it hits the 80 to 90, it usually goes to 100. So like, guys, well, Marco, I'm going to say it in a real more meaner way. Like, when you're going to get those X's, your hands are going to fucking sweat. You're going to sweat. Be prepared. Have someone who's next to you, because maybe it might not be their money. Your like your wife, your kids, your brother, your friends, anyone who you trust to show this to, like, have them next to you so they could guide you. Because if you're by yourself, when your hands are sweating and you see that money and you think about the possibilities, you don't think about what could it be more. Can it, like, what's happening? You just see, you're like, oh my God, what happens? And you're like, I don't want to lose this. And you start panicking. So there's a lot of things that, like, you need to remember, like, focus, your security. There's a lot of what you need. Maybe go with the community. Say, hey guys, understand the gameplay. And that's what Marco's trying to say, because you guys are going to flip your switch. If we do 100X, your hands are going to be sweating. You're going to be like,
Bro, just give me a 20x. I'll be happy,
Hey,
man.
yeah,
20X,
exactly.
need to
the
turn
bag
off
I
the
have,
Wi-Fi
man.
in my house.
You know,
Oh,
a lot of people are gonna see it just blow,
Listen,
and they're
man.
gonna lose 10x's, 30s. They're gonna buy back in. They're gonna be like, "Shit, why did I sell?
Guys,
Why did I sell?" It's gonna be crazy, man.
you have
Be
Hex,
careful.
you have P-Hex, you have Hedrons, you have Pulsechain, you have PulseX. You're gonna be seeing X's for the rest of your lives. Okay.
Yeah.
It's gonna be coming, and it's gonna come in waves and flows. Oh man, P-Hex is down, but guess what? My other 4 coins are up. Oh, 3 of them is down, but there's still this 2 up. You know, there'll be time where they're all popping, guys. And not only that, then there's gonna be 2-3 years later, there's gonna be Hexicans making other stuff. You're gonna have Mantra, you have liquor
too
loans,
much.
you're gonna have internet money, you're gonna have so many different things, guys.
Oh, shit.
We're so lucky to be alive at the moment we are, and to find each other and to find Richard Hart, because you don't need to, if you don't have to worry about anything ever again. Only your health, your mindset, your family members, and your security. That's all you're gonna have to worry about. Money's not gonna be a thing to you guys. It's not. Just play it smart, play it right. And listen, let's be real. As quickly as we made it, best believe, I don't care how much money you make, you could blow it away quickly too if you be stupid. Be smart with it. Enjoy the ride. You know.
Be careful how you move in
Bro,
real
one
life, too,
transaction can
everyone.
ruin your life. One transaction
Yeah.
could ruin everything you waited for, guys.
Yeah.
Do shit properly. Security and security, and what else, man? Security and
That's what I
just
tell
the
people.
way you live
Go
your
to-
life.
go
Like,
to
take care
Tesla.
of yourself.
Live with it. You
Take
know?
care of yourself, you know, your health, how you think, because if you're not taking care of yourself, you might lose 10 years of it. You know,
Yeah.
you might be stressed out and not think straight. So it's very important to understand what's happening, prepare for it, and man, security, guys. Security, man.
Yeah,
Honestly,
absolutely.
security.
Let me add to the security piece. Of course, protecting your finances, not your keys, not your crypto, hardware wallet, and all that. Be careful how you move in real life. Like, be careful
Don't go yelling to your friends and family members. I'm this, I'm that.
yelling verbally, yelling with
Take your
your
time.
clothes, jewelry. If you're not in a somewhat safe spot, but you just showing off, like be aware where you're at. Unfortunately, there's some people who've gotten hurt in this incident who happen because they show off who they are and they're in a different type of area. You might be feeling good. You want to go out to the club. You want to tell a couple little young ladies that, yeah, I'm this and that, and I got this and that. It sounds silly to some people, but unfortunately, some of us haven't had that type of attention.
And no
don't be
peacocking.
and don't be stupid, gentlemen. Right? Don't be cheap with yourself. Don't be cheap with your family. Sooner or later, you're going to have to get security. Let's just be real. Protect yourself. Make sure you protect your people around you, your family, your kids, stuff like that. If you're gonna live that type of lifestyle, cool. Have security. Don't be stupid. If you think Richard Hart doesn't have his own little security, you must be bugging. Like, make sure you play things smart. And just do things the right way. Nobody says you cannot hex. Of course you can hex flex all that stuff. Make sure you have things in priority and it's set. Your C words, everything, all that stuff is secured. Your family's secure. You have security. You hired a person, a security thing. You did this. You did that. Just be smart. Don't be stupid. Don't be that guy that you don't have any of that stuff, and then you're walking around with $500,000 watches, a Lambo, all that stuff. You have nobody. You're just you by yourself. You're going to get robbed. You're going to get hurt. Like, don't be stupid. Like, just be smart about that.
Who was that Hexican who had the watch that was worth like $3 million that Richard commented on? Y'all remember that?
No,
well, the only person I know that usually competes with Richard is Sai, the guy from Hex Toys.
I think it was him.
Yeah, he's. But listen, I don't know his lifestyle, or judging the way he walks and talks and the type of cars he moves and stuff like that. His security is probably up there. He's not stupid. You see what I mean? Like his security, he's set. Like, I don't speak for the guys. Speak for anybody, but I assume he's set. So just be smart with that, guys. Like, it's going to get us to the point that you're going to see a lot of O's. Don't be cheap on yourself and your security of your family.
Yes.
Like, invest and stuff like that. When the time comes, do those things too. And be careful with family, friends too. You never know, because let's be real, guys. As much as we're celebrating, we're getting excited, we're waiting for these months. Some people in this world, they don't want to see the next month. They're scared of what happening next month. They're scared what happening next week. You know what I mean? The world's ugly right now. You know, people are losing money left and right. People are losing jobs. People are losing this, losing that. So while we're
People losing
celebrating
their
life,
sanity.
while we're losing our life, you know, we're celebrating our lives, stuff like that. The rest of the world might not be. So just, you know, just be careful, be safe, enjoy yourself. You know, that's it.
And it's okay to act like crypto doesn't exist in your life, you know, if that's what you got to do to protect yourself. You know, someone asks you about crypto, say, "Oh, I don't know nothing about that." "Oh, yeah, I dabble, whatever."
Yeah, when you're driving your golden Lamborghini, you're like, yeah, McDonald's made this, man. I don't know, man. I'm driving my boss's car.
It's a rental. What you talking about?
Yeah.
I'm doing this for the gram.
But gentlemen, this is great, man. I enjoyed this conversation. I'm glad I was able to make it on time. This was a pleasure. I learned a lot from you guys. I learned a lot from KG and everybody else. So, you know, thank you for that.
Yeah, man,
Thank you for coming on, Marco. We always appreciate you hopping on, man.
Always, man.
Yeah, man.
Always, man. You guys send that invite, I jump on, man. I'm just like you guys, you know. So I'm willing to learn, always learning. Every time I get off these streams, I learn something new, you know. And you guys get my head going, and next you know, for the next 2 hours, I'm gonna be writing shit down and you know, come up with game plans and game theories, and it's how I live, man. You know, so I appreciate it though.
Awesome,
Yeah, man. Just be careful out there if you run into this guy. He's wanted for triple online homicide.
When I saw that, I was started. Who made this? This shit was so good.
I
This
don't
is
know.
great. When I seen this shit, I
Yeah,
started
it was
laughing,
Twitter,
man.
yeah.
I was dying.
Hexagon on the left butt cheek. That's hilarious.
It's just so great.
Yeah, I got this one, world's largest airdrop, man.
Yeah, that shit was
Destroyed
funny.
Bitcoin magazine.
There's a lot of good ones. I can't stand that guy. Oh,
Man,
I can't
That was
stand that
funny.
guy, bro. I would love to debate this guy. Yeah, when he was like, Richard, he can barely speak. Richard, I demand you to answer the question. I will not let you speak like that in my show, blah, bro. You eat a fucking banana. You don't give a shit. You're not even giving your person
I ate
like,
a banana.
your attention. Like there's times he didn't realize the camera was on him. He's just walking around, not paying attention to anything. Your own guy avoided literally like 12 questions in a row by saying it doesn't matter. I don't care. That's irrelevant. Who cares? I'm an asshole. Blah blah. But you want Richard Hart to answer every single question, why minute detail, well, extreme detail, well, all this stuff, well, everything you could possibly think. But your own guy could avoid 12 questions in a row. Get out of here with that shit, man. That's why on the YouTube the next day, I called him out on all that stuff, and that's why he put that little thing like, no, we removed the video because somebody put a threat on us. Like, shut up, bro. Like, come on. All your videos should be done, but everybody threats you all day. Like, cut it out, man.
Yeah.
Fucking Twitter, bro.
They got embarrassed for sure.
Of course, man. That's horrible, bro. Horrible.
It's okay. I heard he lives with his parents in the basement, so
Probably
I don't
does,
know how
you
true
know?
that is. I'm actually
Probably
serious.
Probably does. You know?
the way he throw that banana early on in the stream, I was like, okay, this is
how
how this is going to
unprofessional
go.
is that, right? Like, and you're supposed to be
This
in
is
a
how
Bitcoin
this is gonna
magazine,
go.
like, you know, something like that's happening. Like, yo, full focus. You're taking notes, right? You're Bitcoin magazine, right? You're taking notes. You're hearing both sides. You're making sure your guy answers questions, because you know people are gonna retaliate. You know, dude, listen, text him real quick. Listen, you need to start answering these questions. You know, like we need to. You're not looking good right now, bro. Like, you know, back and forth. No, he didn't do that. Richard, demand you to answer this question. Like, you fucking idiot, bro. Like, shut up. It was so bad, bro. It was so bad.
They
Yeah,
failed the pop quiz.
Totally
Oh,
agree,
pop
man.
quiz.
No, that was
bro.
awful.
That was just
That was
simple
awful.
pop
Like,
quiz. They failed.
Like we get better people in the Twitter spaces that come from the Bitcoin community that come in. Like, you know, they I don't know. It's wasted.
Well,
time for
I
Richard
like
and Richard.
lately though. What was good about that is this. A lot of Bitcoin maxis, a few of them, opened their eyes and they started talking good about Richard and started talking good about the Hex community, little by little, little by little, little by
Yep.
little.
Just
So,
like that.
that's good. That's good. I just wish somehow Richard was able to speak in the Bitcoin conference for like good 10, 20 minutes. I'm hoping somebody takes him on that offer to allow him to speak to these fucking fools and hopefully wake some people up, man.
Yeah.
It'll
He
it'll
brought
be
me down
amazing.
memory lane. I swear to God, that
It would
day,
be amazing.
like I said, he brought me down memory lane, man. I was listening to Richard and I was like, oh my God, I remember
He was
that.
on his point. He was on his game.
I was
He
like,
on his game.
I couldn't even have done a better job. I was like, insane. He just came out with like, he didn't even care about the viewers. He was like, I don't care if they understand this. Like, bro, like you're like, and I was like, I was in bed. I was like,
It was good. bro.
I was like, if I was in Bitcoin at that moment in time, like that,
I'd be pissed off.
Like I'd be like, Oh, really?
I'll
Think
be
about it.
pissed
Think
the hell
about it.
off.
Let's
If I was
be
a new
real, right?
Bitcoiner, if I was a new Bitcoiner, I'd be like, huh? What the fuck?
And,
I'd be like,
what was
You
so
don't care
sad is
about
that
price?
they just started attacking his physique. They started attacking like
Bully
you
him.
can't answer questions, but you could spend your breath making
Yeah.
fun of the guy weight multiple times, all that
This guy's
stuff.
balding.
Like, guys,
Svetsky's balding.
so
Did you see him
stupid.
on?
Like,
did you see him on Shark Tank?
yeah,
You could see
like
through his hair.
what if Richard Hart would have turned around and made fun of his hair or all this other stuff? Like, come on. Like,
That's not
people,
nice.
I
It's a
bet you the whole
bully.
internet would have went against Richard, right? Like,
Yeah.
guys, it's so ridiculous how they handle
Richard was
themselves,
even
right?
trying to show them how to word their
Yeah.
questions properly.
It was not professional.
exactly.
It was not professional. It was not professional at the end of the day. Even
was
the
so
other
bad.
guy, Alex Mahomes. What do you mean? What? He was just coming on like, what are you talking about? Like,
Every other word was a curse out of his mouth.
yeah.
Like, nothing matters, and when the
professional
only
at
that mattered was the curse word. Like, it was just so bad.
And Richard
bro.
used to have a potty mouth.
Yeah.
So if he could, if he
and
could clean up,
I think Richard. I think
has a curse,
Richard
I
did
think,
it on
once in that one.
purpose.
I don't think he
didn't
cursed
curse,
at
man.
all. Yeah.
Well, he was mentioning a lot of homophobic things. That's for sure. So that's maybe why they put it down, because I think he did it on purpose to be so like not straight up vulgar, but vulgar to the point that you would have to put it down because it's not good for you hosting that. Because
They got-
not
you know
only did
why
I
they put
beat
it down? Because
I
a lot
think it
of
was
a lot of popular Bitcoin maxis and their tweets are still up. They're making fun of Bitcoin Magazine, saying that they're supposed because they kept on saying they're the A team, right? That's what they kept on saying. They're the A team.
No.
So everybody was like, dude, you're not even the D, E, or F team. Like, what? Like, don't even try anymore. Like, these are their own people telling them this, right? Like, that's how horrible it was. This was the
I just found that a lot when Richard was always emphasizing, you have to suck middleman D, suck middleman D. Like I was like, ooh, that's vulgar as fuck.
When these guys put you down, your own people say, yo, don't debate ever again. Like, don't do this anymore. That's bad. Your own people. And when other people that never ever defend Richard Hart comes and say, damn, this guy sounds intelligent. Yeah. Think about it. If you had $1 million and you had to choose in that debate who you're gonna go with, clearly you throw your money with Richard Hart instantly. The guy looks like the professor, the intelligent guy. He looks like the CEO, the founder, the developer. Like, he was everything you want. Like, you know what this was? Just to explain this quick, very, very fast. He was the people in Shark Tank, and they was asking Richard Hart for a loan. That's how this interview went. He was the main guy sitting there. Don't have to defend his position. He's there telling you, okay, what you know. I'm gonna see if you know what you know, and school them. That's what Richard Hart was. He was the Mark Cuban in that seat in these guys. That's what he was against them. It was no comparison, bro. It was so bad.
Yeah.
But it was easy for him, though. I'm sorry. It was very.
They made it pop quiz,
him
bro.
so
Pop quiz. Of course, it's easy.
They
Pop
made it
quiz.
so easy for him. I'm sorry. It was like nah. It was like the other guy, Bitcoiner, the other day. Like he
Dude.
made it so easy for me. It was like ciao.
It was so bad that it was a pop quiz. Not only was it a pop quiz, but Richard Hart was like, hey, it's a pop quiz, but here, you could use my cheat sheet to help you out with the answers. I mean, that's what he was doing. He was telling them how to defend Bitcoin the right way. And they was like, it doesn't matter. The cheat sheet doesn't matter. The test doesn't matter. Like, so shut the hell up, bro. Come on.
Yeah, man.
Anyways, guys, listen, this was great, guys, fellas. I love this chat. This was wonderful. It was beautiful spending Monday night with you guys. It's just the beginning of the week. I love starting off the week this way. So you guys will have me next week. I'll be on next week if you guys want. But
course,
thank you for this. This was great. I like this. I think it brings a different conversation to the community. Like I said, little by little, you have more viewership and start building. Just keep on doing your thing, man.
Yeah, man. Thanks for coming on. Thank you,
Always,
Famous, as well.
Yo, my pleasure, man. Anytime
By
you
the
guys
way,
want
Famous
to
is
have me,
always
I
on.
always try and come on, man. My
Yeah,
pleasure.
Famous is gonna start streaming on YouTube now
7
every
p.m.
Good, man.
Eastern.
7
I'm gonna
p.m.
try and
every
do
day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just
guys, I'm gonna
ordered-
try and make it early. I'm gonna try and make it like as soon as everything, all the stakes clear, right at 7 p.m. Eastern. So that's 00 UTC. It'll be like an update, and I'm gonna make it so it'll be very, very, very informational. I'm gonna try and make it like that. So
Awesome, buddy.
wish me
Yeah,
luck,
my
guys.
channel is almost ready. I just got the email yesterday that the Glowforge that I bought is on its way. Two more equipments on its way. Once everything comes up, I finish setting up. Green lights on. I'm ready to go. Rock and roll, man. So
how about the watches? The watches coming in?
oh yeah, man. You know,
Adding to the collection.
a couple of cool things. Yeah, I got a couple of cool things coming out. You know, some fun stuff, some trolling videos for Richard soon. So it's gonna be. Oh, trust me, when that Glowforge comes in and the shit I could do with this damn thing. Oh, I'm gonna be trolling Richard Hart like every fucking week, man. You're gonna see. It's gonna be like quality shit, fun quality stuff, But it's gonna get good. It's gonna get fun. But I can't wait because I know when I come out with my channel, I think I can help a lot of channels out the way I want to promote my channel for them. So I can't wait. It's gonna be great.
If I can help, man, let me know, man.
Of course, yeah, man. I appreciate that,
We have
guys.
people in the community that do all kinds of stuff, art,
Of course,
handling stuff, marketing, whatever you need, Mark.
Yeah, there'll be an episode where I want you guys come on, talk to shit, chill out, relax, and so it'll be fun.
Awesome, man.
But yeah,
For chat,
Tab, you wanna
everyone.
say anything before we head on?
So Marco the Hexican, I'm almost say my full name too. That's funny. Marco the Hexican. You guys can see me if you guys want to on Twitter. Very simple, same thing. Marco the Hexican. That's how you can find me. My YouTube channel will be coming out soon. I'll probably be doing Instagram. I'll be doing all the social media type of stuff. I'm getting things ready in the background, and when it does, it'll be fun. So, any questions, anything you guys need? I never give out financial advice, but I'm always willing to help and teach folks. So, if I don't know the answer, I always try to get the answer. So, that's it.
Tap, you want to say anything? I just got one message. You guys better get in Twitter Spaces, man. It's a game changer. But
yeah.
Tap for Life 1 on Twitter. I actually just hit 3,000 followers. Shout out to all my followers, all the Hexican,
nice,
PulseX people. Keep playing on the test net. Get y'all strategy. The ratchet strategy is the best. Maybe doing nothing is probably the best thing for you. Get your mental right. I know I gotta schedule my therapy session before this thing drops. I know how crazy this is going to be.
Yep.
And just try your best to be a good person. Try your best to be a good person. You ain't gotta be the best, but try to be better.
I guess that's it.
Awesome.
Famous? Anything you wanna tell them where they can find you?
I think everyone knows right now. Hextolearn.com. The app, the sci-fi. Oh yeah, Marco. There's also a sci-fi app if you're interested in rereading or listening audio books.
Is it in Hextolearn?
Yeah, Hextolearn,
Okay,
same
I'll go
thing. All you have to
SJ,
do is
right?
take the same link and just add sci-fi instead of Hextolearn. So sci5.glideapp.io, and then
just DM me it.
I'll DM it to you. Yeah. So there's the two apps, guys. There's the website, Hex Direct's coming out. We have community-driven stuff. So we're gonna have a Medium. We're going to have Twitter Spaces 24/7 live, no matter who's on, no matter where in the world. We're also going to have, right now, we're translating in Arabic. We're translating in multiple Asian languages. We have 60 languages on Hextolearn. You know the whole spiel. Just come to the Twitter Spaces, twitter.com/Hextolearn. Thanks, guys.
Pleasure.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, everyone, for
anything
joining.
You want to say?
Nah, I just want to say get on the Twitter Spaces. It's really a game changer. It's if you got any questions, there's always people like 24/7. If you want to onboard and you're one of your onboards is willing to want to learn or want to ask a question, definitely check out the Twitter Spaces. Yeah,
awesome.
That's all I got. Oh, and I'm doing TikTok, but
awesome.
I won't. Whatever.
I gotta add you. I just got TikTok too, man. I gotta add you.
I'll be setting up all my shit soon.
If you need help on your videos, Rome, send it to me. I'll edit them on Premiere. Or if you need Premiere, just
I've just been using my phone.
He's been doing pretty good.
I got Final Cut.
TikTok. He's doing pretty good.
Premiere is that like Apple software or Windows?
Why you need your Mac or PC?
PC.
If you need a discount code, just DM me.
All right, cool.
I'm about to give Orca a massive CC Collection Master 2020 discount code.
Yeah, let me know.
All right, thank you guys.
If you want.
All right,
awesome.
Peace,
gentlemen. Pleasure,
guys.
Chat, love ya.
Ciao.
Peace.
Have a good one.
What are you, some sort of Hexican?